Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Luke.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Front.
Okay, the Edmonton Oilers can clinch a playoff spot tonight. Several things need to happen. According to NHL.com, which is the website for the league, Jay, if the Anaheim Ducks defeat the San Jose Sharks in any fashion, makes it sound like there's a lot of different ways to win a hockey game. They did better in the tie-down roping. They won the swimsuit portion of the competition. Therefore, it's a Ducks win. If the Ducks beat the Sharks, and that's in bold, and the Utah Mammoth defeat the Nashville Predators in regulation, and as long as the Jets don't beat the Blues in regulation time. So Jets overtime win, fine. Jets shootout win, fine. If the Blues winning in any fashion, fine. So for example, if the Blues said, you know what, let's not play hockey.
Yep.
Let's play jacks. And the Blues won in any fashion, that would be a victory.
Oh, yes.
That would count. So it could happen tonight. Few things have to happen. Are they likely? I don't know. How likely is that? Let's break down each one on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being that it's absolutely likely.
And then we'll come up with the overall.
Ducks over Sharks in any fashion.
I think that's 60% likely.
Okay.
Do you?
I'd even give a 7 for that one. Mammoth over Predators in regulation time.
Mammoth over Predators. Yes. 70 as well.
Okay. And the Jets not beating the Blues in regulation time. Now there's a big monkey wrench thrown in the whole thing.
I don't know. For some reason, I want to say that's 50-50.
Hey, Jason Milne, is that a fly in your ointment?
I'd say that's 50-50.
Okay. So we think it's, but now all three, how do you multiply them together?
Well, you take the average of them all.
7/10 times 7/10 times 5/10, or a half, as some would call it. Some mathematicians would call it.
So the likelihood based on our calculations is 63%.
Okay. So there it is, everybody. Call your friends, text your friends right now. Hey, guys, just heard the Oilers have a 63% chance of clinching a playoff spot tonight. Tonight. It's all done with. They didn't even practice today. They're idle, as some would say.
What a day.
What a day to be an Oilers fan. The Oilers did win last night. San Jose Sharks. McDavid was spectacular. Ingram and Dickinson did get hurt during the game. We'll talk about that. That's a little dicey. The Masters is going on right now. Can we get it on something on this TV? We can do it right now.
Well, Reid,
set it up while we're talking.
Let me try.
It should. Hopefully, it works better than our TV in the boardroom. Which was frozen for 40 minutes before we noticed.
I thought that
my God, putt it already! Just putt it already!
Really trying to dial in that that approach shot.
He was really reading the.
Boy, was I wrong.
Was it an approach shot or a putt?
Oh, it happened all after.
Was it glitching all afternoon?
Yes, I'd seen it.
This is the bad thing. We need it. We need wired cable. Wi-Fi cable is not the way that cable should exist.
Yeah,
I'm fine with modern technology and progress until it doesn't work. Then I'm like, let's go back to when it peaked.
Yes.
Cable was good.
Cable's fine.
Cable's fine. Like, it's better than an aerial. Who knows what an aerial is? Do you know what an aerial is, Scoob?
An aerial.
Yeah.
Compared to cable, like these were two opposing products, I guess you could say. Like, were they around at the
just
same
different
time?
ways. Do you know what an aerial is?
I know being in the air and being aerial.
Well, like something that is flying is aerial.
Someone that's skydiving.
But do you know what an aerial is?
No.
If we were walking by someone's house and I said, look at their aerial. Jay, you would obviously know what I was talking about.
Yes.
Would you know what part of the house to even look at, Coop?
Zero clue.
You're kidding me.
No. Is it the big weird antenna that has, I don't know, it sticks out in a certain way? Like it has different prongs in different areas. It's not a satellite dish, but it's some form.
Well, it's certainly not a satellite dish at all.
Because you would call it a satellite dish.
Yeah, it is something that sticks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a certain way. Well, it's on the roof.
Well, and you'd have to adjust yours inside.
It might not be coming through very
reflect.
well. Yeah.
You're looking at me like I'm an alien, Coob. Yes, televisions used to have these two.
Oh, those things.
Yeah, and then the real fancy people would have one on their roof or in their backyard that would pick up a signal.
Yeah, we had a bit of an aerial in north of Evansburg.
We have one on our house right now.
Yeah, does it function?
It picks up the Wi-Fi.
Oh, does
from
it really?
A tower.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're out in the boonies, Reid.
So your Wi-Fi doesn't come into your house through a cable either?
No, but they just put in fiber optic in our ditches.
Okay.
Completely ruined my ditch. I'm so mad.
Because you were growing flowers there.
No, I like my ditch. It's a beautiful ditch. I keep it well manicured. And these guys just come in there with no regard.
Was this an ace? What was this? Oh, that's a replay from
looks
the
it's from the
70s. Yeah, so I was all excited. Well, that's like Curtis Strange probably in the late 80s. And then he throws the ball into the water. McElroy 5 under, Burns 5 under. They both shot 67. One of my mom's all-time favorite athletes, Patrick Reed, is tied for third, shooting a 3 under 69. Justin Rose still on the course, 3 under after 12. So I guess he still has a chance to threaten for the lead, as does Scotty Scheffler, 2 under after 11. We'll be keeping an eye I guess we're kind of into the final stages of the first round of the Masters. You know, we must sound like we're off our rockers.
Why?
That'd be a good name for a talk show.
Oh, but I don't know
off
who
your rocker.
Hosted by.
I don't know.
It needs
Jason Milne.
Something that it needs to rhyme.
Jason
with
Milne off your rocker. Well, we'll think of something.
Yeah,
we'll think of something.
Something ought to come.
Daryl Sutter in the Nasty Chat says Bouchard for Norris. Could happen. How about this, everybody? I want everybody, if you're on YouTube, to look into my eyes. If you're listening on iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio, pretend I'm looking deeply into your eyes.
Can we zoom in the shot?
Maybe there's a candle between us.
Hang on. Let's set this up right. Let's let Coop.
I want you to look deeply into my eyes.
Hang on.
As I say this, because what's he called? Daryl Sutter said Bouchard for Norris.
Okay, hang on. Hang on.
I want you to meet my gaze.
There. Okay. Good job, Coop. Wow. Oh, we're really getting in there. Yeah. Give it to me, Coop. Give it to me. Oh, baby. Go on, Reid.
Bouchard for Norris. How about Bouchard for Hart?
Wow.
All right. Les says, weird how some would wrap their rabbit ears in foil to increase their reception, while the foil hat people think they are protected by the foil. Well, can it be both?
I do remember rabbit ears. That's what we called them.
Yeah.
Right? And you'd maneuver them around. Sometimes you get out an old coat hanger to extend the rabbit ears, right? You'd make that contraption. That's good old days.
Really was the good old days.
The picture quality now, though, is far superior.
Like the jump to going and even in home video, going from VHS to DVD and then going from DVD to Blu-ray. It's like, my goodness.
Right.
So it's that's much better. Hope you're having a great afternoon. The Oilers are off today. One of only 4 teams off. Who's off today, Coob? Is it the Rangers? Did you look? You always know this stuff. I think it's the Rangers. No, Coop.
No, I don't know. I know there's 14 games.
So that means we got 4. Let's figure them out right now. So the Rangers played last night, right? No, the Leafs played last night. They're playing again.
Yes. Capitals
played last night. Are they idle today?
They played last night.
So it looks like the Capitals and the
Rangers
are not playing. One more.
The Sabres are playing. Did they play last night, didn't they?
No,
they didn't. Sabres played the Rangers yesterday.
Oh, never mind.
Capitals played the Maple Leafs and the Oilers played, but the Sharks play again. So who else is off? Well, this is fun figuring this out. Yeah, we'll get back to you. Do the Bruins play? I don't see a Boston Bruins logo.
I don't either.
So
that's it.
Boston, Edmonton, Washington, and the Rangers do not play today. All right. Happy for us that we figured out. The real Sutter's chiming in again, which is good. And he's probably like, why did I say something? And they turned it into a bit where they play a sound effect. Well, welcome to the show, DeReal Sutter. He says, I get annoyed when I hear the narrative that Bouchard doesn't deserve it because he plays with 97 and 29, when if any other candidate were to play with them, they would immediately give them the award. I don't know if I've heard. I will say this, DeReal Sutter. The pushback I hear on Bouchard winning the Norris Trophy is that he is not an elite defender. I actually think he's a better defender than he gets credit for, quite frankly. I haven't... I mean, yeah, he plays with those guys and he gets a ton of points, but usually... Would you say, Jay, usually players who win awards play on good teams and they benefit from playing with other good players?
Generally,
yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know about that. I mean, maybe you could say Werenski. Nobody has any firepower. Personally, I think Werenski's gonna win it. But I think Bouchard is an outstanding candidate. I think he might be in the top 3 this year.
I think he should. If I don't know, Reid, isn't the Norris mostly given out to the most offensive defenseman, even though it's for the best all-around defenseman? But isn't that usually the defenseman that has the most points gets that?
Yeah. Here's the definition. The James Norris Memorial Trophy is awarded to the NHL's top defense player who demonstrates throughout the season the greatest all-round ability at his position. That includes offense. So if you're saying all-round ability, then being the top defenseman scorer in the National Hockey League would mean that you have good all-round ability. Here are the last 10 Norris Trophy winners. You want to hear them? Tell me if you think they were good offensive defensemen. Cale Makar.
Yes.
Quinn Hughes.
Yes.
Erik Karlsson.
Yes.
Makar.
Yes.
Adam Fox.
Sure.
Yossi.
Yeah.
Giordano.
At that point, yeah.
Hedman.
Yeah.
Burns.
Yeah.
Doughty.
Yeah.
Okay, we've gone back 10 years. Karlsson won it before that.
I know, but could you say of any of those players that they were, they were shut down defensemen? I mean, Cale Makar's a bit of a unicorn.
Yeah, I mean, Yossi's pretty good at everything.
Like, what about Erik Karlsson?
Yeah, he got a ton of points. I think Bouchard's very good. As a matter of fact, I know Bouchard's very good. And a lot of times he goes back and he gets the puck and he makes a good pass going up the ice, so the Oilers don't have to play defense very long.
What year did Karlsson get it? 22, 23?
Karlsson got it, in 2023 and in 2015 with the Senators.
So he got it with San Jose, right? It was his last year in San Jose.
20.
Okay.
Yes.
So he had 101 points, dash 26, Reid.
Was he?
Yes.
So there you go.
So if that's the criteria, then Evan Bouchard should be the massive favorite right now for the Norris Trophy.
Right.
He's got 91 points. The second place is Zach Werenski with 80 points.
Yeah. Colin Williams in the Nasty Chat says, why the blank are people so blind to how elite Bouchard is defensively? It drives me insane. The guy breaks down plays like he's the only player on the ice, and he is better than Werenski. Say it out loud. Evan Bouchard is better than Zach Werenski. Try it on again. Now try it on again. I think Bouchard is very good.
I just don't understand, but this is a very fair comment. And I think, Reid, you're bang on in saying that the lack of love for Evan Bouchard winning the Norris comes from especially earlier in the season when he was really struggling defensively. He's changed that.
Yeah.
As of late. I mean, he's had some, every player's going to have off nights. But the clip at which he scores with, and the what he can create
Yeah.
offensively is elite.
And I mean, and he does break up plays. You know, he does take guys out. I think sure, there's little things where you wish, okay, I wish he'd done that and that. But I've said this before. If you watch anybody enough, you will see mistakes, especially the defensemen that play a lot. What did I say when the Oilers beat the Avalanche? I know this was about a month ago. Do you remember the play Cale Makar left Ryan Nugent-Hopkins alone in front of the net and chased the puck that he had no chance of getting to?
Exactly.
And it got thrown in front of the net, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins chipped it in. If Bouchard makes that play, we'd still be talking about it. Now, to the people who are saying you should recognize how good Bouchard is, I think I am. I'm also telling you this. My prediction is that the voters will vote for Zach Werenski. That's my prediction. Okay, I don't vote, but I know a lot of these wags in the media. Okay?
Wags.
And
who would you vote for?
The season's not over yet.
Okay, Reid. Next Thursday, who would you vote for?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll give you my votes next Thursday. Next Friday.
Right now, Bouchard has 21 goals, 70 assists, plus 23.
Yeah. And what now he plays what, the 10th or 11th most ice time out of defenseman?
I'm just saying, looking at the history of how the award is given out, you said the definition that it's all around. Well, I somewhat disagree that is the criteria that the voters look at. Now, would they give it to Cale Makar? Probably not. I think there's, voter fatigue? They're looking for the next man
Well, and he's
up
still a
kind of
great
thing.
player, but is he as good this year as he has been other years? I think it would be awesome if he won it, quite frankly. But I'm going to, and again, I want to clarify here. This is not me saying this. Well, it is me saying this. It's me making an observation. It's not me being critical of him winning it. If Evan Bouchard won the Norris Trophy, some of the most annoyed fans in the league would be fans of the Edmonton Oilers. Because for some reason, they don't want this player to be rewarded or awarded. He's 11 points clear in the defense scoring race. His plus minus is better than Werenski. Werenski plays a couple more minutes per game. I mean, it's getting to the point where he should probably win it. I think it'll come down to him and Werenski. But I think it's fun he's in the conversation because so much of I've always said this when Rob and I, when I first started doing Oilers games, Rob and I got so many calls. Need a right shot defenseman. Need a right shot defenseman who can pound the puck. Need a right shot defenseman who can quarterback the power play. Like we would get calls and it was like, who cares if he can play defense or not? We need that guy on the power play to help McDavid. And then Leon came along. Well, just saying.
He's here. He's in Edmonton.
Right. All right. Well, that's fun.
Didn't see that twist coming.
We know that one. Thank who started that? Daryl Sutter.
Daryl Sutter.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We like fan content. We like content fans, and we like fan generated content as well.
Reid, so it's a good, honest question.
It is a good debate. And again, I don't vote. I don't even know how I would vote. At this point, I would probably vote for Bouchard. Number one, I think they list 5.
And what do they attach a point value to it?
Right.
So you receive this many
is it 5-4-3-1 or 10-7 5-3-1 or something like that? We can look that up. All right. If you want to get in touch, you can use the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you are taking us in on YouTube today, remember to subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already, and give this show a thumbs up.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
And we try to get to 100 thumbs. Well, we've been doing it. We don't try. We get to 100 thumbs minimum every show.
We're doing it now.
Let's see how quickly we can get there today. You can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, j@edmontonsportstalk.com. If you'd like to send a limerick, please write a limerick for us. The theme for the limerick today, if you choose to follow it, is Evan Bouchard.
Ooh.
Something about Bouch. Okay?
I like it.
And you can also text us, 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. They got that $21.99 prime rib special. Great deal. 7 days a week. It's a tap 25, $21.99 prime rib special. 7 days a week except show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. rivercreeresort.com. Okay, we also have to bring you... Oh, Luke Gazdic is coming up in about 20 minutes. He's always a blast to talk to. So we'll have Luke on for you. It is the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Captain Connie was so hard on the Sharks last night, he might be getting a call from PETA. PETA? Do they protect animals or own a Greek restaurant? The locals can nail down a playoff spot tonight. They'll be scoreboard watching like I used to check out that waitress at the Ponderosa. Masters are underway. You know, the course is known for all its vegetation. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a big oak tree in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
Oh, Chet. Well done. I like the PETA. What is it? PETA or PITA?
Well, there's no way to know.
When's the last time you had a PETA?
Didn't you bring in pita bread a few months ago?
That was Nan bread.
Oh, Nan bread. I'm sorry.
Like a pita wrap.
Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
You know, that's where we used to go.
It used to be the Pita Pit.
Pita Pit.
Yeah.
Was off White Ave. That's also known as 82nd Avenue.
The 82nd Avenue area.
Yes.
So the masters.com has an article on their website speaking the Masters language. But it's not the stuff like don't say fan. It's more just like, here are things to know around the course. Big oak tree. The live oak stands outside the clubhouse on the golf course side and serves as one of the tournament's most iconic gathering spots. It was planted in the 1850s, making it more than 170 years old. So is that the big oak tree in your pocket, Jay? Or are you just happy to see Chet?
You're damn right it is, Reid.
Yeah. It's got a mighty trunk on it, that's for sure. Okay, Luke Gazdic in about 18 minutes or so. We are also going to talk. This is really cool. Jay set this up. The gentleman's name is Ryan McCannernney. He's the director of a movie called Mr. Goalie. It's about Glenn Hall, who recently passed, and it's being shown this weekend.
Yes,
and he's come to Edmonton for it.
Yeah, so this Saturday. At the Metro Cinema at Garneau, where we host the Esties, will be the Alberta premiere of Mr. Goalie. So he's going to join us, talk about the process, talk about why.
Yeah.
I want to know why. And he was up to some interesting things this week because he really wanted to be here in studio tomorrow.
Okay.
But those plans changed because he had to direct a commercial with, I'll say, the most... the biggest sports icon on earth currently.
The biggest sports... you did not tell me about this. Messi?
Yeah.
He's doing a commercial with Lionel Messi?
That's what he's doing this week. In Miami. He just finished.
And then he's coming to Edmonton for the weekend.
And then he's coming on the Reid Wilkins show, baby. That's how we operate.
That's awesome.
Shaq, tick. Somebody that worked with Messi, tick.
Yeah. Coob, tick.
Coob, tick.
We're also going to have Wayne Wagner in studio from Wayne Sports Cards because Hockey Card Day is Saturday, and we love talking to Wayne. He always has interesting tidbits for us. So you may have seen this around town or received something in your email, or I saw a billboard, and Dustin was talking about this earlier today. The Oilers are advertising season's tickets for next year, and the way they're doing it is by saying for just $28 a week, you can be an Oilers season ticket holder. That's how they're positioning that. So our off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Is break down the cost of something in your life per something. You know, to justify it to yourself or somebody else. So, for example, when Jay had no idea when we met that I was as into comic books and board games as I am. And I remember in the early days of the show, Jay was like, well, how much did this game cost? And I was like, I don't know, it was $80. And he was like, $80? Games are $80? And I was like, well, some are 150, some are 30, some are 20, some are 80. So So I get a board game for $80. Maybe I'm hemming and hawing about it. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. Do I need another game? It's like, well, let's put it this way. Say I get this board game and it's a pretty good game. I play it 4 times a year for the next 10 years. That's 40 plays. That's $2 a play. How can I not get it?
When you think of it
How can I not get it? I break it out on my table. Maybe it's a 90-minute game, an hour, whatever. Maybe I would include other people in my life. That's worth $2, is it not? That session? Absolutely.
Well worth $2.
Well worth it.
Well worth
That's
it.
a toonie.
That's just $2.
Yeah.
I think if you went to whatever board game store you would go to and said, hey, I'm going to buy all of these board games, but I want you to charge me on a weekly basis for the next year.
Right. A payment plan.
Finance it over the... that's what the Oilers are doing.
That's what they're doing. Well, that's how
Is
they're
it not?
positioning it, yeah.
So what was it? It was 20...
I think it was 20. Now, I don't know if that's the payment plan. I think they're saying that's really all it costs you. If you look at it, don't look at the 1,000 column.
Okay.
Look at the tens.
So can I just ask the question, why? Why do they do that? To me, it's as clear as day. I feel they are at a bit of a point.
The sticker shock, they don't want that.
Yes. Which, okay, hey, the building's full every night, so somebody's paying for those seats. But I just found it interesting to see that. So I thought, okay, what if you could pay for your season of golf? Okay.
Right.
Let's say we're not crazy golfers and we're not, 4 or 5 rounds a year. Let's say, I guess maybe 20 rounds a year.
Yeah, I used to play, when I golf more, I'd play about 15 to 20 rounds a year.
Okay, but riddle me this. I'm going to present something to you that would suggest that if you were a worse off golfer than somebody that's shooting a lower score than you,
Right.
you'd get more bang for your buck.
How?
Under my pricing
Okay.
model. Okay, 20 rounds a year. Let's say the average price of a round of golf, and don't laugh at me. I don't know, folks, but I'd say it's $100. Okay?
Yeah, let's for the ease of
Let's
math
just say
anyway.
for the ease of this discussion and this model, 20 rounds of golf, $100 a round. Okay? If you were to shoot 110, that's your score
Yeah.
on average
Yeah.
over those 20 rounds.
Yeah.
That's 2,200 shots per year.
Yeah.
If you were to pay per shot, that's 90 cents a shot.
Okay.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I mean, who can't afford 90 cents per shot?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
But if you were shooting 80 every round, that was your average?
Yeah.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
You're paying more for golf.
Right.
You're paying $1.25 a shot.
That's a really good point. Because maybe a spouse, maybe a buddy, maybe a colleague is going to be like, why do you play? You're terrible.
Yeah. Think
And
of the
it'd be
money I'm saving.
Yeah. It'll be like, oh, well, Louis in the next cubicle.
Hey, just scratch golfer. He pays $1.35 a shot.
Yeah. He shoots 70. Good for him. He's getting ripped off.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me. I'm under $1.
When I duff that 3-iron 20 yards,
I'm happy about it.
yeah, I'm like, yeah,
I just saved myself
a little
6
money
cents.
there. That is an excellent way to look at that.
I thought of it. Yeah. I mean, why not? Break it down per shot.
Yeah.
And that's just what you pay.
Yeah.
You prepay it to the golf gods.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
take it out per shot.
That's the weird thing about golf, like paying to play golf. Like if let's say you and I wanted to rent a community rink, an outdoor community rink for our first something, we're gonna you, me, Coo, we're gonna go skate around, and somebody said, well, this rink is $20 and you get it for 45 minutes. And then somebody else said, this rink is $20 and you get it for 60 minutes. Well, obviously we're taking the 60 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Whereas golf, you're trying to
get the least amount of value.
You're trying to do, like for the hockey example, we want more ice time. But for golf, it's like we want to hit fewer strokes. No. Not if you want to make your money really last. You want to be terrible. All right. So that's the off-topic topic for William Huff. Break down the cost of something per per week, per stroke.
The zanier the better.
Per dice roll.
Per sip of coffee.
Per moment spent with a loved one. Like however you would spin this to somebody.
Per roll of the dice.
Whether you're selling it
at the craps table.
or your spouse is like, why do you spend money on that? Well, let me explain something. How would you do that? All right. Luke Gazdic coming up in 10 minutes. Here comes the Coop.
Fourteen games in the NHL. The Oilers can clinch tonight if Anaheim beats San Jose in any fashion. Utah topples Nashville in regulation, and if Winnipeg fails to beat St. Louis in 60 minutes. Captain Thomas Chabot, he returns from a broken arm, joining the Senators in their game against the Panthers. Florida's Seth Jones is down and out for the year. He broke his foot Tuesday against the Habs. Ottawa's in wild card 2, up 2 points on Columbus, who play Buffalo at 5.5 dozen games in the association. Toronto hosts Miami, tip-off at 5. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid of the 76ers is undergoing emergency appendicitis surgery. He won't play tonight against the Rockets. No timeline on his return. At the Masters, Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy tied first at 5 under through 18 holes played. Justin Rose, he's in third at 4 under through 13 holes on the day. And 3 games left to go in baseball. D-backs, Mets meet just after 5 tomorrow. The Jays, they kick off a 3-game series with the Twins. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Is he a 20-plus goal scorer moving forward? That would be some money that you could spend on a different type of player. But if you're just hoping to find somebody who's going to score 20 goals, Grosselvic did that for you this year. He's an interesting study this offseason, that's for sure.
I mean, I think could probably throw an offer sheet over St. Louis's way this
for
year.
Dylan Holloway.
Would you sign Dylan Holloway for the same 25?
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian-owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit in the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice-cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
We got the Masters on the television here. How would we play this? Scheffler has maybe 70 yards into the 13th?
Sure.
Over Rays Creek, downhill lie.
We would put it in Rays Creek.
We would put it... Well, he went a little long. Oh, he's rolling off the back.
Or I would scull it through the azaleas.
Look kind of like, lower than... I don't think Scotty's happy with that shot.
I don't think you can be.
No. He's well over the green. Well,
Not
landed on the green and rolled off. Yeah, for us, we'd be like, great shot, Jay. You're not in the water. You're not in the water. Yeah, I can probably get up and down.
Now, if you were...
Or up and down.
Let me ask you a question. If for some reason you were fortunate enough to get to play at Augusta National...
Yeah, I'd dominate.
Would you willingly put one in Rays Creek just to say you did?
No, I wouldn't. I'd play it normally.
You wouldn't?
No. Well, I don't think I have to try to miss a shot.
Well, you said you'd dominate.
No, I was joking. But this is...
Gary Woodland. Approaching. On 13. Oh, amazing control. Oh.
See, it doesn't stop. He hit the green before the flag, and he still rolled off the back. So how would you and I do with that? Because we're just trying to...
We'd be happy to be on the back.
Yeah, we'd be happy to be on the back.
Because it's safe.
No, we still might. The water would not be out of play for us.
God,
because we'd be chipping back towards the water.
That's true. I'd be putting from there.
The commentators would be like, and at least the water is now out of play for Milne. You'd be like, nope. Whoever said that, nope.
No.
I had a buddy of mine, a very funny guy. I golfed with him a couple times. He said, could you imagine commentators seriously calling our rounds? Like, here's Wilkins. He's got a 6-footer for double bogey. He's made 44% of these this season.
This is a good one. The off-topic topic for William Huff. Break down the cost of something or per something.
Yeah.
Big Dave in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can hit us up at 780-218-9999. He says, buying physical music versus streaming. I used to buy a ton of CDs, on average, 4 per week at roughly $20 per disc.
Wow.
Which worked out to $3,840 per year.
Loves music.
But was actually about $75 per week. Now I do most of my listening on streaming, and it's $18 a month for me and all my kids to listen to as much as we want.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I wouldn't buy a ton of CDs, but you might get 1 or 2 a month. And say they're $20. And now I stream, and you have access to almost every song ever made. I think mine is like $11 or something like that.
So hang on a sec. So if nobody's buying the physical CDs, they are going on Spotify? Is that...
I use Apple Music, but
or Apple Music.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm on Spotify and I play Enter Sandman by Metallica, does Metallica get a royalty?
Don't they get 8 cents or something like that?
The royalties are like nothing on Spotify. You can have a billion listens on Spotify. They won't give you zilch. Like, it's not even worth it. You'd probably get like a $20 check.
So how do the artists make money?
That's a great question, Jay. I don't know. Other ways, Spotify and these streaming
There's
platforms.
There's got to be something they get from streaming. We'll have to look into this.
Yeah, it's very... They get it more from tours and other things.
I can tell you this, portions of this hour are presented by Lamley's, built for the job, made with quality craftsmanship, and designed for job protection with cowboy-worthy durability. Lamley's workwear combines safety with all-day comfort, featuring brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed to withstand tough conditions and deliver performance across every job site. Visit lamleys.com/work to see how Lamleys can make your workday better.
LAMMLES.
Our workday is going to get better after the break because Luke Gazdic from Sportsnet will check in.
The Oilers can clinch a playoff spot tonight. 14 games around the NHL Anaheim. If they beat San Jose in any fashion, Utah, if they topple Nashville and in regulation, and if Winnipeg fails to beat St. Louis in 60 minutes, the Oilers will clinch a playoff berth. Elsewhere, Captain Thomas Chabot, he's back from injury. Broke his arm and underwent surgery 17 days ago. He rejoins the Senators to play against the Panthers. Florida's Seth Jones is down and out for the year. He broke his foot Tuesday against the Habs. In 6 games in the NBA, Toronto hosts Miami. Tip-off at 5. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid of the 76ers is undergoing emergency appendicitis surgery. He won't play tonight against the Rockets. No timeline on his return at the Masters. Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy, they're tied for first at 5 under through 18 holes played. Justin Rose sits in third at 4 under through 13 holes. And 3 games left on today's MLB schedule. D-backs and Mets meet at 5:10. Later on, the White Sox and Royals matchup, while the Rockies and Padres go at it. Luke Gazdic up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Another pro, Colton Doc. Thought he was all around it. He was an impact player last night. Got on the score sheet. Could have gotten on the score sheet a few more times. He definitely had his chances.
Blew that one shot wide in the first period.
Very early, yes. Yeah. He's rusty. It's been a few games. 12 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
That he missed. So he brought some physicality. He brought some
Oil
energy.
Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit in the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Hockey on one screen, basketball on the next, soccer in the corner. And yeah, we've got UFC too. There's a reason we have this many screens. Because no matter what you're watching, it deserves the big moment. We don't pick sides. We don't pick sports. We put it all on. Cold beers flying. Game day eats landing. And the crowd's louder than your group chat. If it's on here. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
The Oilers are off today. Their next game not until Saturday at 2 p.m. when they take on the Los Angeles Kings. We will have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola at 1. He's at BP Westgate on Saturday for pre and post as the Oilers, they could clinch a playoff spot tonight. Maybe they'll need to get some points on Saturday to lock it down. We'll see. Let's go to our voices of the game for Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. We're more than just plywood. We offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork with a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff. We're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. He's a former Edmonton Oiler. He's now doing a great job on Sportsnet. Luke Gazdic is checking in. Luke, it's Reid and Jay. How are you?
Good, fellas. What's going on? How are you guys?
Yeah, we're watching some golf. Do you like watching the Masters, or what's your relationship with golf viewing?
Of course. It's one I'll be watching this weekend. I don't watch every tournament. I'm not like a diehard golf guy, but this is a good one. Get the pools going, choose some golfers, sit around, watch the boys at Augusta. It's beautiful. Yeah, we got it on here. So I think it was Robert McIntyre. He was the one. He clearly thought the 13th green. Like Jay and I are laughing. I mean, he's one of the best go, but it's a putt that we could have made. It was a pretty long putt, and he obviously thought the green sloped right to left because he probably aimed 15 feet right ish.
Oh yeah,
and he putted in that direction. And there was no break there where he was aiming. It kept going to the right and eventually rolled off the green. And I was like, we could do that. Yeah.
It's tough. That's real tough.
All right. Thanks a lot for checking in this afternoon. I mean, look, the headline in this city, maybe around the NHL, McDavid's performance last night, a spectacular goal, maybe one of his top 5 all time as they took down the San Jose Sharks.
I mean, it's unbelievable. So, like, we're at the studio last night. We finished up the Toronto game, which was, like, I don't know if you guys caught any of that one. We
just saw the goalie get hurt, and then we shut it off.
Yeah, it was a tough hockey game. It had very much preseason feel to it, just in the pace. There wasn't a ton of physicality. It was a slow one. And then as soon as the puck was dropped in that Oiler game, man, you could just see the pace right off the bat. And it's like, I'm watching it. David Amber's in there. Colby Armstrong's in there. And we're doing the heart thing like we've been doing for the last, 2 months, starting to look at the awards and who's going to win these awards and what. And like, I'm a little sold on Macklin. The only reason I'm a little sold on Macklin is that he's 19 years old and he's doing this essentially on an island. And then you watch one period of that game last night and you're like, oh yeah, I remember who the Hart Trophy winner is. Like, of course it's Connor. Like, why wouldn't it be anybody other than Connor? And I don't know. He's like, I said this to Colby, and maybe it's because we see him so often, but I really hope we don't take this for granted. And Colby kind of barked back at me a little bit. I don't think we take him for granted. I just think we're getting used to seeing things like this on a nightly basis and on a game-to-game basis from Connor. And it's just, he's so good. He's literally stick handling around everybody and straight into the net. So it's incredible what he's doing, and at the pace at he's doing it. It's tough for me to continue to find things to say about the level at what his game is at right now.
It's an interesting Hart Trophy discussion. There's so many great players. McKinnon, is a great player on a team that's going to win the President's Trophy. Or did they clinch last night? They clinched, didn't they? Werenski's having a great season. I with the Hart, sorry, that was for the Norris. I am going to get to that. Yeah. For the Hart, I think Kucherov's incredible burst where he was toying with 3 points per game for a large section of the season, and Tampa Bay might win their division. But I'm going to throw forward a theory here. I haven't brought this up yet. Do you remember when Leon won the Hart Trophy in 2019-2020? That season got cut short after 71 games because of COVID. But a big part of him winning was that McDavid missed 7 or 8 games, and the Oilers were slightly above 500 in those games. Well, the Oilers are, what are they now? In these games, Leon's been out like 6-2-1 or something like that.
It's been good.
Yeah. So I wonder if this is going to help McDavid, where it's like, the team sort of locked it in without Draisaitl, and McDavid had this explosive game and probably more to come between now and the end of the season. Just the theory, Draisaitl being out for the end of the season might help McDavid's Hart candidacy.
I think you have to include Hyman in that mix too. It's like the guys he's been playing with a ton. I just think you look at, and this is no shot to Vasili Podkolzin and Matt Savoy, but I just feel like Connor has been able to elevate whoever plays around him. Like, you look at the line mates of other guys around the league, like Cooch is playing with Braden Point and Jake Getzel every night. It's unbelievable what he's doing, but I think he's also playing with some pretty high-end talent. No, like, you guys are right. He's shown he can do it on his own. The only reason I continue to bring Macklin into the conversation is just because of his age and what he's doing at such a young age. But I think, like, you look at them head-to-head last night, and it's just... I think it just shows that San Jose still got a long way to go. Like, I think it's exciting what they've done this year and how he's even brought them into playoff contention. But I think it just shows the gap is still there. And for my money, it's that this is Connor's race to lose.
If you're watching us on YouTube this afternoon, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk, hit the thumbs up button. Luke Gazdic joining us. So then we had a couple people posting early in the show about Bouchard. He's over 90 points. He's going to win the defense scoring title. Bouchard for the Norris. I think it'll come down between him and Werenski. I was saying, Luke, I don't vote, but I know a lot of these slimy media people who do vote. I use that term jokingly and lovingly. And I just wonder if they're going to look at a player like Werenski, but Bouch might win the thing, man. What do you think with the Norris?
I just think it's unbelievable. First and foremost, how much the narrative has changed just over even the course of the last couple months. Like, this wasn't even a conversation, maybe pre-Olympics, call it something like that, even when he probably should have been. I think the amount of people that I talk to about it now are like, you know what, you're probably right. Like, he should at least be in the conversation. I think you're right in the sense that Werenski, with a little bit of East Coast bias, he also plays more than anybody. Every year he leads the league in time on ice, and that has to count for something, especially as a defenseman playing all 200 feet of the ice. I think Bouch's game has come so incredibly far. People love to clip the mistakes, as we know, and he likes to get under the microscope in that sense, but you guys know how much I love his game, and there might not be another defenseman in the NHL that has been able to accomplish what he has this year. I still don't know who I would vote for if I had a vote too, but it's certainly, at least I will say, at least the conversation has turned, at least where I'm here in Toronto, on the thought of Evan Bouchard and at least even having him in this conversation.
Luke Gazdic joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show. This is the voices of the game for Windsor Plywood Leduc. You had talked about Vasili Podcol, and you had mentioned him, and I asked Reid, I said, I want to ask Luke what he thinks of Vasili Podcol, and because, you know, all respect to Trent Frederick, but he had a kick at the can on that line, and it didn't really pan out. But Vasili Podcol, I don't think anybody would have suggested that he'd have 37 points, 19 goals. I mean, he could get to 20 goals realistically. Is he making, or forcing the Oilers to consider keeping him on that top line when Zach Hyman returns?
Absolutely, and for good measure. I love this kid. Every game, it's like coaches talk about wanting low maintenance player. Like, Vasili's a low maintenance player. You don't have to worry about him, right? He shows up. Apparently, he's the first guy at the rink every day. He's the first guy on the ice every day. Does all those little things. And I've talked to you guys about this before, but it is not easy playing with Connor. People are like, oh yeah, he's going to play with Connor. He's going to score 20. He's going to score 30, whatever it is. Like, you got to keep up. You got to be in the right spots. You got to know where he is. He holds you to a very high standard. There's no mistakes to be made. Plays are to be made. And I think he's been incredibly successful in that. He's also physical. He throws his weight around. He doesn't mind dropping the gloves every now and then. You always love having that element on Connor's left side. So why not? Why not try him? Maybe Himes on the right side and go from there. I think he's earned it. Out of anyone for me, probably in that forward roster, he's the guy that's climbed all the way to the top in terms of likeness for me, just because you get the same thing every night. You know what you're getting every night. It's simple, it's hardworking, and you're right. Like, Frederick's a great example of that, where it's like, you don't just throw guys on Connor's wing or Leon's wing and it's automatically just going to happen. And I think he's kind of showing maybe why he did get drafted in the first round a couple of years ago, because he's got the skill to boot with it. And I'm a huge, huge fan of his game.
The downside to last night's victory was Ingram leaving after the second period. You know, he was out there stretching and stayed until the end of the game. We'll see. No update today because the team's not skating.
Yeah, no update Dickinson, on it. Nothing. They haven't said anything. Like, we don't know anything more.
No.
Okay, no, I'm just curious because
we're waiting too.
Right?
And then the Dickinson injury, and I mean, you've been hit by pucks whether you wanted to or not. What I know I'm kind of asking you to speculate a little bit, or just tell us what it feels like to get hit, by a puck, ankle, outside of the knee, whatever.
I mean, it's the absolute worst thing. And it's especially like we're covered in gear, but you can still have little spots, especially on the backsides of your legs, where if it catches you, and especially who shot that? I still don't know who shot that. Was that a Bouchard shot? Most likely.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah, we looked at the replay.
Yeah, we were watching the
times.
replay. We forgot to look who shot it. Somebody
might
will
have
know.
been a boost shot. Hopefully it's just like a stinger, man, and it gets caught with a little bit of muscle somewhere there where there's some muscle and some fat where it's just going to blow up. It'll be a nice looking bruise. The only thing that sucks is those guys have to get on a plane, and that thing can swell right up with the pressure in the flight on the air. But man, I took one off the foot. I broke my navicular in half, which is the inside of your foot bone. They've made shot blockers mandatory, and like they've tried to essentially make every single part of your body covered, but it still manages to squeak in somehow. And I know that feeling, man. It sucks. It sucks bad. And hoping it's just one of those things where it's almost like a Charlie horse. You can't put too much weight on it, little bruise, and then it's kind of just up to his pain tolerance. And especially what happens with them with playoffs here. I know some stuff can happen tonight, and then obviously going to LA on Saturday. So hopefully they can give these guys a little bit of downtime in the next little bit here before they really get going.
Yeah, Dickinson's an important player because he's rounded out the forward core a bit, right? Like in terms of a little more flexibility where he can use guys and where Nugent Hopkins can go. I mean, plus he's good at his job, but he just has sort of helped everybody get slotted in a little more efficiently.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Honestly, he's young Rico. I wish he had a little more offense. That's what I will say. There was a chance last night in San Jose. I wish he would have buried, but no, he's rounded it out. They're tougher to play against now. They're deeper. He's been a great ad. Him and Murph have both been great ads.
All right. Before we let you go, when you were on 2 weeks ago, you told us about your trip to Iqaluit. Am I saying that right? Because you said it. I think you might have learned.
Yeah, I keep going back and forth. It's Iqaluit.
Iqaluit, okay.
Yeah. But
so Jay and I,
tough for me too.
We watched the full 8-minute story today.
It did. Nice.
On YouTube. We thought it was outstanding.
Outstanding, yeah.
You did a great job, but the whole story is really interesting. So I just wondering, I know you told a lot of stories 2 weeks ago about what you did up there, but just now seeing that finished product and maybe some of the reaction you're getting.
It was just very cool. I've never been a part of something so professional, I should say. Like when they sent me the rough cut for the first time, I had like goosebumps. I was like, this is incredibly well done. Like I don't want to say I did nothing, but they essentially just followed me around with a camera. And yeah, I sat down and asked some players some stuff formally, but it was just, honestly, it was just me cruising around, and it was incredibly fun to be a part of. I think it turned out incredible, and the feedback has been awesome. So I appreciate you guys watching it, and for the kind words. It was very fun to film. Like I'd love to, do another one. I'd love to go to Northwest Territories or go up to the Yukon or something like that, whatever it may be, because I think that just kind of gave me the itch a little bit. Like I feel like we're just scratching the surface. So we'll see where it goes from there, I guess.
Yeah, people can just go to YouTube, put in Sportsnet. Yeah, or was it? You got the title?
I just put in Luke Gazdic Iqaluit.
Right.
And its title is Hockey Heroes Travel to Nunavut for One-of-a-Kind Canadian Experience. Luke, quickly, what was it like being on the other side of the camera, where you're not getting asked the questions, but you're asking the questions? Because I thought you did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's good. To be honest, it was just, especially with Jordan and with Jumbo, it's just, and even with Sammy Joe, like it's just hockey. We're just talking hockey. Like I try not to make it too formal. I understand I'm starting to put my foot in. I don't want to say this journalism thing, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not your formal, polished guy. We're just talking hockey, and it was cool. Like Jordan's a fascinating guy to me. I grew up watching him play the World Juniors and put people into the 8th row. He was one of my favorite players growing up. So to be able to sit 6 feet away from him, talking hockey and life was pretty cool.
Yeah, but you had the sit. Right?
Oh,
you had the cross-legged sit with your notepad on your leg and you had the proper stance. I mean, you nailed it.
Look formal. I know.
You looked good. You looked like you were the
I learned it all from Elliot Friedman. He's the guy. He's the guy. I learned it all from him. And you, Reid, and you.
Well, thanks, buddy. Yeah, much appreciated. So here's the thing. Luke's going to be on the Nielsen show our morning show next week, when Luke is on the Reid Wilkins show with Jay Milne in 2 weeks, it's going to be in the playoffs, baby. Can't wait.
Yeah, let's go. I'll also be in the building next week. I'll be in town for the Avs game. I'm doing some special stuff I can't tell you about yet.
What? Oh, perhaps I'll see you in person. I hope so.
Yeah. I'll probably be seeing you there at some point. So, we'll talk more about that at some point.
Okay. Good stuff. Thanks,
Awesome.
Luke.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Luke Gazdic checking in, voices the game for Windsor Plywood Leduc on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Yeah, I mean, he just continues to be amazed by McDavid. Hopefully Ingram and Dickinson are okay. The Oilers will practice tomorrow. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. UFC 327 going down this Saturday at the Canadian Brewhouse. Feel every hit, takedown, and knockout with TVs at every turn, cold drinks, and electric fight night vibes. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. We got Jay's play of the day. I have a special play of the day, a very special play of the day as well. That's coming up after the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
A ton of stuff to get to here, Huss. What do you like the most?
Well, here's what stands out to me. First of all, Philly and Detroit. Are the Wings dead?
They're not dead yet. They're 3 points out, but they've lost 5 of their last 6.
These teams that are on the outside looking in, Columbus, Detroit, Islanders, all have 4 games left, are all in action tonight. I would suggest are going to be the most desperate teams.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Love the thrill of competition, but prefer to keep it classy?
Well, it's as classy as you can get when Dustin Nielsen is the host.
Join us April 14th at Bell and Scona for Edmonton Sports Talk Bid for Kids, presented by GS Construction.
A night filled with special guests, auctions, and a ton of prizes in support of Kids Spot.
No whistles, no play clock,
just a room full of generous hearts.
EST's Bid for Kids. Get your tickets at kidsportbidsforkids.com.
Use promo code ESTBIDS for 10% off.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Worksite ready, Western tough. Lamley's Workwear is calling all tradespeople, oil and gas crews, construction workers, farmers, and hard-working Canadians. Built for the job with quality craftsmanship, job site protection, and cowboy-worthy durability. Trusted brands like Airy at Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed for performance and all-day comfort on the toughest sites. No matter the season, Lamley's has the workwear you need. Shop the full range now at lamleys.com/work.
LAMMLES. Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
$14 games in the NHL. The Oilers can clinch a playoff spot if Anaheim beats San Jose in any fashion. Utah topples Nashville in regulation, and if the Winnipeg Jets fall to St. Louis or failed to beat St. Louis, in 60 minutes. Elsewhere, captain Thomas Chabot returns from a broken arm to join the Senators in their game against the Panthers. Florida's Seth Jones down and out for the year after breaking his foot Tuesday against the Habs. And there's 6 games in the association. Toronto and Miami hit the hardwood at 5. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid of the 76ers is set to undergo emergency appendicitis surgery. He won't play tonight against the Rockets with no timeline on his return. At the Masters, Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy tied first at 5 under through 18. Canadian Nick Taylor is tied 11th at 1 under after round 1. For the majors, the D-backs Mets meet at 5:10. The White Sox and Royals clash at 5:40, while San Diego and Colorado close out the night at 7:40. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
We have had some limericks submitted, which we enjoy. Dan, well, I've always called him Greaser. Was it actually Grazer or Grasser?
Greaser. I mean, that's what
I always misread it and call him Dan Greaser, so he's sort of rolling with it now. A defenseman known as a Butte would wear an expensive tailored suit, but he lost all his teeth and the gums underneath. Now he eats only soft, mushy fruit. That's very good. That's a funny one.
I got one that came in from VR Montenegro. Bouch for the Norris? That's a surprise. His defensive play, questions arise. Great offensive skill, really pounds the pill. Talent veiled behind goofy eyes.
Oh no. Poor Bouch.
Poor Bouch.
Poor Bouch. Well, VR's funny.
It's
I think VR is going to win Limerick of the Year for the
Do you?
shopping at a store gives me Woodward or whatever the line was earlier this week. I went back and watched that part of the show. I was quite giddy about that.
You hardly kept it together.
I couldn't keep it together. All right. What do we have here? Justin Rose playing well. So Rose, didn't he lose in the playoff last year, Rory?
Yeah.
So he's 4 under after 15.
Justin Rose, part of the gentleman special that Huss and I put together earlier in the week.
What was that again?
Justin Rose, Hideki Matsuyama, and Tommy Fleetwood. We considered them gentlemen.
Okay.
All to finish top 20.
Oh, okay.
It's looking nice right now.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Is presented by Play Alberta, your home for online gaming excitement. It features casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. With the Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca.
All right. Enough screwing around. We're going with a 6-gamer. Why not?
Holy crap, Jay.
A 6-gamer, Reid.
You're doing a 6-gamer?
We're doing a 6-gamer.
Okay.
The Islanders, Tampa Bay, Ottawa.
So Islanders,
Toronto, Tampa Bay.
Toronto, Tampa Bay over the Habs.
Montreal,
okay.
Ottawa
over Florida. These are all money line.
Yeah. Colorado to beat the Flames. Vegas Golden Knights to beat the Kraken. And the Los Angeles Kings to beat the Vancouver Canucks. So Islanders, Tampa Bay, Ottawa, Colorado, Vegas, LA, all to win on the money line that has been boosted to plus 816.
So on mine, it's 9.16 to 1.
Fantastic.
Really good.
Why not?
That is a big one. So you got 6 games in there?
6-gamer.
Wow, that's a good one, Jay.
Now,
is that your most aggressive play of the day you've ever done?
Oh, no.
I can't remember.
I mean, I've done a Trent Frederick goal.
Well, that was up there for months. Before
yes,
Christmas.
it was.
Yeah.
What do you got cooking up over here?
Okay, so I did a play.
Now they got the R in there today, so it's Reid's
play of the day.
Hey, by the way,
where is JJ Spawn? We didn't even
Spawn?
look. Because I have JJ. My play of the day for yesterday was JJ Spawn to finish in the top 10.
He's only +2 right now.
Yeah, I mean
that's probably
make the cut,
right around the suggested cut. He's on 18.
Oh, he's still playing? Okay.
Still playing.
So mine is the Islanders to win versus Toronto. The Jets to win versus St. Louis. I have a Jack Eichel point against the Seattle Kraken. And then I have the Kings -1.5 against Vancouver.
Ooh,
so
puck
Islanders
line.
and Jets are straight up. And then the Kings, I got the puck line.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Or
I like that.
what do I call them? Against the spread.
No, puck line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My old-fashioned.
Sometimes
lingo.
the puck line's higher than that. Very rare.
So Kings -1.5 against Vancouver. So mine has 4 things worked into it. And mine is coming in at almost 7-1, 6.9-1. So it'd be plus 590.
Hey.
So, hey, Jay and I,
I tinkled.
We could be buying your coffee for
I
you.
sprinkled. And the beauty of it is we're going to have some live updates during the show. These
That's
games
right.
kick
Because
off at
Islanders,
5.
Toronto, and the Vegas game.
But I'll have the Lightning
yours
going.
will be, yeah.
Be mayhem.
So we're having a little fun with it. Why not?
Why not?
As
James' play of the day yesterday, I was bang on with the over.
Yeah.
I don't think that bet's coming off. In fact, I may just be over Jay. Hey, that's
Whenever
over
the
Jay
Oilers
over
play.
there.
Right.
Hey, kind of like Cosmo Kramer. What was he called? The Ass Man? Hey, Ass Man.
I don't remember that part.
You don't remember Ass Man?
I don't remember that.
He had a license plate that said Ass Man on it.
I do not remember that episode. I'm sorry.
It was great.
Yeah,
It'd be like,
I'm sure it was. Yeah,
over Jay.
Seinfeld was very funny.
Yeah. I may just ride that forever. And then, okay, well, maybe that's how we can get into this. But part of my parlay yesterday was Connor Ingram to make 23 or 24 or more saves. Not that it would have got there anyways. I mean, the Oilers were putting on a bit of a clinic.
Yeah.
What did San Jose have in the first period? 5 shots?
I think 4.
4? I mean, the block shots, the stick work from the Oilers was great.
Yeah, they played well.
They
Make
played
it 3.
3?
3 shots in the first? Okay.
Connor Ingram leaves. What? Did you see anything? Did anybody see anything that would suggest?
Well, there was one video, I think Dustin put it up, that somebody had posted that there was one play where he looked like he was kicking out his right leg a little bit or trying to stretch it out. But yeah, that was it. And then he wasn't on the bench, and then he was on the bench, and then he's on the ice stretching, and then he stays on the bench, and then he's was he there after the game or did he leave early?
I mean, he was on the ice to greet Tristan Jarry to congratulate him.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, this looks very precautionary. I think the Oilers...
I hope so. Yeah. You hopefully it was like, okay, we're up 5-2. We're not giving up a lot of shots. We'll take you out tonight. We need you for the playoffs. But it's always worrisome when it's a goaltender like that, and a goaltender who's been the best goaltender that the Oilers have had this season. Then I was talking about with Luke. I'm worried about the Dickinson injury as well. I mean, that didn't look great. Now, maybe it's just something that, like Luke kind of was suggesting, it swells up and then it's going to be okay. Maybe how these guys are used in the last few games depends on when they clinch a playoff spot. Could happen tonight. What was our calculation? 63% chance?
63% chance by our metrics.
By our measurement that the Oilers could clinch a playoff spot tonight. So, but yeah, the Dickinson injury really worries me. Not that the Ingram one wouldn't, but it looked worse. And then if he doesn't play, well, then you're back to an Oilers roster that I think is more deficient without him because he came in and filled a very specific role and did it quite well. Has been doing it quite well.
Yeah, it would be a major loss. Now we don't know. It's expected. Well, the Oilers will practice tomorrow
at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Just got the notification about it.
Okay, so
we should have everything, all the updates for the start of our show tomorrow.
You know, is it? You know, even if it is worse than expected, do they even announce that? You know, when Leon Draisaitl got hurt, they said, well, he's out for the remainder of the regular season. Would they even say, well, no, he's day to day now because
Yeah, maybe they're
next week away from the playoffs.
Day to day, no matter what.
Right?
Yeah.
But I agree with you that if this is more serious, because hitting the ankle, hitting the inside of the leg, somewhere. If this is something where there's a broken bone and it's serious, that would be a huge loss. Given the way that line has been playing. I mean, Frederick and Colton Doc last night had 7 hits each.
Right.
The Oilers in total had 33. I mean, that is great to see.
Yeah.
And Jason Dickinson's driving that line, so would be a big loss.
So Oilers practice tomorrow. They'll play the Los Angeles Kings at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. We'll have coverage Saturday at 1 with the GCL Diesel Oil Street pregame show. Tom Gazzola hosting. He's on after the game as well for the postgame show, and he will be at Boston Pizza Westgate. That's the one on 170th Street, right across from West Edmonton Mall. Our off-topic topic for William Huff was give us a way that you justify the cost of something in terms of breaking it down per this.
Yeah.
The jumping off point for this was maybe you've seen Oilers season tickets being advertised as costing $28 per week.
Just special.
Right.
This one comes in from a 403 number. You can get a case of a 24-pack of Canadian for $48.99, which is $2.04 a beer. Or you can get a beer at Rogers for $17.
Well, yeah. So that's how you spin that to your spouse for sure.
That's economics.
Why do you need a 48-pack of beer? Well, let me tell you.
Let me just explain this to you.
At Rogers Place, this would be 7 beer. Here at home, it's 48. Which would you sooner have?
At Rogers Place, it would be 2.5. Andrea from Calgary. Thanks for listening. I actually used the off-topic rationale recently when we bought our new phones outright. We had our last ones for 7 years, so even if these new ones only last us 5, given my average daily usage, the phone came in to be about 12 cents per hour.
Oh, nice.
Which seemed like a good deal. Hey, 12 cents an hour, that's chump change,
that's under the cushions money. That's...
Big Uke.
I found this between the pages of the Sears catalog money.
Jeez, stop it. If you can... Well, I
You did it. You did it before me. That's hilarious.
Big Uke says, when I went to Australia, I paid approximately $2,300 for my flights, which was approximately 29,000 kilometers. So basically only cost me 8 cents per kilometer. How cheap?
Good deal.
That's,
humble brag about just going to Australia.
No big deal.
Yeah, he just low-key bragged.
That is a low-key brag.
That is a low-key brag by the Big Uke.
FR.
For real.
Yeah.
He's sus.
Bowen says Gazdic is the next Scott Oak. Could Gazdic be the next Scott Oak?
I don't think so. I think because Scott Oak is a host. I think Gazdic would more be an analyst who sometimes might interview people or chat on the panel. He could
transition to a host.
But I think...
somebody's in the water. McIntyre. Isn't that an apple? He's having a rough day.
Macintosh.
Oh, sorry.
It's like, what are you doing? Oh, you were half
Next
right.
on the tee, we have Jimmy Gala.
I don't know who the next Scott Oak is going to be. Probably won't be Luke. I think Luke will be more the analyst role with doing features like that, but it's still different to me. Mex says, as per the YouTube recap, I watched 1,222 episodes of Edmonton Sports Talk last year. That's like paying YouTube $0 per episode. Well, good point.
1,222.
We offer some really good deals.
That's a lot of EST consumption.
Oh, Mex loves us.
Well done, Mex.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Mex. You can text us 780-218-9999. You are using the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the River Cree mobile app. It's free to download. You can get exclusive offers and promotions, get show tickets, make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It's safe, secure, and it's easy to use. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. If you're streaming us on an audio app like iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio, we thank you. If you have us on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already, and give the show the thumbs up. We want to get to at least 100 thumbs every show. We are at 67, so 2/3 of the way there. So don't slow down. If you haven't clicked, get in there and click right away. And then once you click the share button and send the show link off to other people that you know using email or text and get them involved. Really cool story coming up next. There's a movie about Glenn Hall coming out. It's called Mr. Goalie. We have the director of that film when we get back.
Nearly a full slate in the NHL. The Oilers have a chance to clinch a playoff spot if the Ducks can beat the Sharks in any fashion, if Utah gets past Nashville in regulation, and if the Jets fail to beat St. Louis in 60 minutes. Elsewhere, Captain Thomas Chabot, he's back from a broken arm, joining the Senators in their game against the Panthers. No Seth Jones for Florida. He went down Tuesday, breaking his foot against the Habs. Half a dozen games in the Association. Toronto tips off against Miami at 5. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid of the 76ers is undergoing emergency appendicitis surgery and will not play against the Rockets. No timeline on his return. At the Masters, Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy tied first at 5 under through 18 holes played. Canadian Nick Taylor tied 11th at 1 under after round 1. To the majors, the D-backs Mets meet at 5:10. The White Sox and Royals clash at 5:40, while San Diego and Colorado go at it to close out the night. This sports update is brought to you by The Ranch. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. It's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com today. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Bruce Boudreau.
Every time we played Edmonton, one guy play above Connor no matter where he is. When he's coming back into the zone and you got two guys forechecking, that third guy's got to be above him, because if there's a turnover, they're looking for him and he picks up speed between the blue lines. And that's how I used to do it, but I'm not coaching anymore, so evidently it didn't work. So that was my philosophy.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Oilers off. They'll practice tomorrow and play LA on Saturday. We're watching the first round of the Masters here on the good old TV. Tough day for Robert McIntyre into the water on 15, and then
Twice.
well over. Well, he was in the water twice, and then well over the green on the shot that didn't go into the water. We're going to go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Well, this guy has made a movie, and it's a movie about a guy well known in this part of the world. It is called Mr. Goalie. It's about Glenn Hall, and the director is Ryan McCannernney, and he joins us now. Ryan, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me on tonight.
Well, thanks a lot for hopping on. I know you're a busy guy. Before we dive into the movie, Jay said were you doing something with Messi this week? What's going on?
Yeah, I signed an NDA. Probably shouldn't talk too much about it, but yeah, I was blessed enough. This is another blessing that came from doing Glenn Hall's documentary. I work as an assistant director in the industry, working my way up. And I've been doing a lot of Messi commercials while he's been down in South Florida. I'm between LA and South Florida. And they heard that I made a documentary and that it did well in some festivals and won some awards. So they were like, hey, we have a couple projects for you coming up. And yeah, I'm just blessed to be in the right place at the right time. But, luck is when preparation meets opportunity, I'd say,
Okay. Well, okay. Thanks for saying as much as you could. If we didn't hear a thing. If someone, if there's some guys in sunglasses after the show waiting for us on their way out. So thanks for sharing what you could share about that. All right. So Mr. Goalie, and unfortunately we lost Glenn Hall about 3 months ago. But tell us where the ball started rolling here to make this documentary.
Wow. Yeah. So it's been a long road. In 2017, I went up and got my first interview with Glenn at his home in Stony Plain. And I was working on a Netflix TV show down in the Florida Keys. So on our winter break, we went up there and took on this passion project. And yeah, we went from like 80-degree weather to negative 40 degrees. And we were doing like a walk and talk around his property. He was showing us the famous barn and showing us all the memorabilia in his house, and we got some great sit-down interview with him. And this was right after he got named one of the top 100 players of all time after the NHL centennial. And he was wearing. We were walking around the property. He was wearing the winter jacket that they had him wearing at the outdoor game in Toronto. It said 100 years on it and top 100 players, and it was like definitely a pinch me moment.
So Ryan, why Glenn? Why Mr. Goalie? Like, what is your attachment? Because you have to have, a lot of interest in this as well and intrigue. So maybe what is your hockey background and what drew you to wanting to bring attention to Glenn Hall's story?
So I grew up in Chicago. I started skating at 5 years old, and I was a goalie by 7. So I've had goalie skates since 7 years old. I don't know how to skate on forward skates. It's been a while, but I still play to this day. But going to the United Center as a kid, you hear these stories of, you see Makita, Hull, Esposito and Glenn Hall's jerseys retired up in the rafters, and you'd hear these stories of a maskless goalie who invented the butterfly without a mask, and he has an unbeatable sports record of 552 games in a row, and it's truly unbeatable. Even if someone tried to beat it, 552 games in modern NHL, I don't think so. And either way, there's an asterisk next to it, and try doing it without a mask. When people are starting to curve their sticks, his own teammates were curving their sticks and experimenting on it in practice. It was a pretty interesting history lesson from the beginning of Glenn Hall's time in the NHL to the end. And then the story actually, it's his whole life story. So his connection to the sport didn't end when he retired.
Ryan McCannernney, director of Mr. Goalie, joining us here, courtesy of the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. I'll let you know, I do know quite well some of the family of the Hall family, the Stevenson side, who I know that you worked with a lot, but what was that process like? Because that was such a big part of Glenn's life, was his family. So I would imagine that was a major part of the story of Mr. Goalie. So what was it like coming up here and the experiences you had with Glenn and his family?
Absolutely. Family was a big part of Glenn's life. He was a family man. He put family before the game. And, think about how good he was in the game. Well, that's how good of a family member he was too. So even better. So he even said to me, he said, I'll do this if all 4 of my children do this. And so my fate of this movie was in the family's hands, and the Halls, they're all down to earth, great people. And they're just like Glenn and his wife, Pauline. I never got to meet Pauline. She passed before I started this project, but just incredible people who raised, very humble, salt of the earth type family. And they luckily all agreed to do it. And in that 2017, that first trip I took up there to interview Glenn, we did, a walk and talk with him, interior, exterior, and then sat him down in front of the fireplace and got a bunch of questions with him. And then we interviewed each of his kids. And that gave us the heart of the documentary. That gave us the beginning and the ending. And those were the goalposts, so to speak. And we went back up 2 years later and got interviews of Glenn. We asked him all of the questions that we had to ask him about his Detroit times, and playing for the Detroit Red Wings. We asked all those in front of a Detroit setting. Then we, changed the setting, made it a Chicago setting, surrounded him in all that, all that gear that he has. So if you ever seen video of his basement, he has so much memorabilia. So it's like all these beautiful relics of hockey from the last century everywhere, and autographed things. Anyway, so we asked him all the Chicago questions. Then we did a St. Louis setting and asked him all those questions. So the film, as we go through the different cities that he played hockey in and made an impact in, you see the aesthetic of the film change, which is, as a hockey fan, beautiful changes of colors, and as a Chicago fan, it's that's my favorite section of the film.
Yeah, Ryan, I know you're busy. Just a couple more for you. I'm curious from the filmmaking side of this as well. This takes almost a decade from you first start rolling to get it out, and you have the showing coming up in Edmonton this weekend. How do you edit something like this when you have a lot of content, I suppose, to go through?
Yeah, we had over 12 hours of just Glenn sitting in different chairs. So talk about the patience of that man. But I asked him every question, there was to ask him about his life. And, but yeah, we interviewed all this. I mean, the cast was incredible too, all 4 children. And then we have a Hall of Fame cast. And, I was so close to the project, that I was editing it, and, there was things that I couldn't leave on the cutting room floor. And I realized I need to hire an editor. And, it was another blessing of this film. We got in touch with an editor who was a ex semi-pro hockey player from Trail, BC, played back in the day when, no helmets and all that stuff, old school hockey. And he became an Emmy award-winning editor, and it just, our paths crossed. And when I started working with him, we really sifted through down to what really, how do you fit a 94-year-old man's life into an 89-minute film? And, I was lucky that I had a great team around me to help capture all the stuff and then to help edit it. And also, we had our cinematographer. He was he worked as the chief lighting technician on the film Anora, which won an Oscar. So we had Oscar level, Emmy level people working on this. I had a buddy who gave me one of my first jobs in the industry, and we kept bumping each other on set and in the hockey rink. And he was like, he ended up giving me a job. I started being a production assistant working for him, worked into assistant directing and now directing, but he matched me on every single dollar. So there's been a lot of people, how to answer your question, how do you edit something like that? How do you make something and edit something like this? You have to have a good team of people around you. You can't do it yourself. And I want to mention the cast real quick too. We had Glenn, his children. We had Scotty Bowman, who coached Glenn in St. Louis. We have Bobby Hull, who was a teammate in Chicago. Jerry Cheevers, view from across the ice. Same with Bernie Perrant, another Hall of Fame view from across the ice. Mike Vernon, who Glenn coached in Calgary and when they won the Stanley Cup. Grant Fuhr, another Alberta Hall of Fame goalie legend, great friends with the Hall family, and he had some great things to say. Bobby Plager, who passed away, he was a teammate of Glenn's in St. Louis. Red Berenson, a teammate in St. Louis. Darren Pang, it was a lucky interview. He tells me, as he's sitting down in the interview, he tells me that he was in net the night that Glenn Hall and Tony Esposito retired the jerseys. And that just fell into my lap, that's in the film. And then we had Jordan Binnington, who talks about how modern day goalies are using the butterfly and how the pads are, made for the butterfly that Glenn invented. And then I don't know if you know Dave Stubbs, a famous writer an expert on Glenn Hall. We interviewed him, and Stan Fischler, another sports writer who was an eyewitness to most of Glenn Hall's accomplishments. And then Bob Verdi, a big Chicago sports writer and Chicago historian. So, it's a very, diverse in its aesthetic, because we're constantly shifting to all these experts on the subject, which is Glenn Hall.
Incredible. And the last one I want to ask you, and again, Glenn unfortunately passed away January 7th. Did he get to see the finished film? And if so, what did he say?
Thank God. That was something that, talking about by the time we get distribution, and we plan to get distribution, we're hoping Netflix, Amazon, ESPN, something in that realm after we're done with the film festival circuit. But yeah, that was something that kept me, and it would be 10 years probably by the time we get distribution, like you're saying, a full decade. So something that kept me awake at night for 8 years is he needs to see this. He needs to see this. So when I got my first 90-minute rough cut, I flew up to Edmonton from Florida and sat down, and we had a beer together and watched the film. And that was the most fulfilling moment of this entire documentary, is getting to show Glenn his life on screen. And he approved. 2 thumbs up. And he said, well, that's a true story. And he enjoyed it. And so he got to see some of the finer cuts as it went along. And he was alive for when we had our world premiere in Windsor. He wasn't able to attend, but we did win the People's Choice Award at the Windsor International Film Festival, and he was aware of it. And Leslie, his daughter, sent me a picture of him with 2 thumbs up in approval of the award and the and the trailer that we had cut for the film. And you can see that at www.mrgoaliethefilm.com. Okay. And the trailer's on there, and also tickets for Saturday are also on there at 4 p.m. Actually, the screening starts at 4:30, but I'm trying to get everyone there around 4 p.m. because it's 500-seat theater and at the Metro Cinema, and it's already 75% sold out. So if any of your fans are listening now, they should get tickets before it's fully sold out, and that's our intention.
See, you're such a pro. You gave the plug that I was going to ask you to give at the end. So that's awesome.
You can give it again.
Yeah, we'll give it again. We'll give it again. Ryan, this is an incredible interview. An awesome individual and player to make a documentary about, and we wish you all the success. And it's awesome you've been coming up to Edmonton, and you're coming up again. So I hope it's a great stay. You're not going to get minus 40 Celsius. Hopefully it's above freezing when you're up here. So just all the best. Thank you so much for telling this story and telling your story.
Oh, thank you so much. And I hope to see you guys there on Saturday. We'll talk again soon. Thank you so much for having me on.
Right on. Wow. Awesome interview. Ryan McCannernney checking in, the director of Mr. Goalie. The incredible interview, incredible perseverance to put this together. As he said, like almost a decade of his life he spent making this. Awesome that Glenn Hall got to see, a few versions of it before, unfortunately, he passed on January 7th. And it's going to be an incredible show. That's good for him.
I'll be there.
So at the Garneau.
Yeah, can't wait.
Saturday. And what did he say? Mr. Goalie, themovie.com?
Yes.
And it's on Twitter. We tweeted out the links to all that kind of stuff. And, people know where the Metro is if they want to look into getting tickets there. Man, that was awesome stuff. Really good. Joining us on the Oil Country Towing
Quite the
video
cast.
hotline. Well, yeah, I'll say. Like all the people they got involved in it, talking about it. Really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm taking the fam. We're going to go watch it, check it out, have some popcorn. And when I looked, the seats were... So if you want to go, join us. Saturday, 4 o'clock. What are they? The Metro
what is it? The Metro Cinema at the Garneau. We had to learn that because we did a show from there back when the show was like our 9th show or something.
We should do a show from there.
Yeah, well, we will. That I'm sure.
Okay.
Of all the places I said we're going to do a show from, that's probably one we can.
Should we slip in a limerick here, quick?
Sure.
Okay, this one came in from Big Dave. Bouchard for the Norris? Some say he doesn't deserve this. He's a scoring machine, but his turnover's supreme. Sorry, my last limerick was a miss. Norris, this, a miss. Not bad.
That's not bad. Not bad. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today. You can also go to playalberta.ca. Look for EST specials. Jay and I have some special ones up there. Yes, me included today. I also have Reid's Play of the Day. Mine's a 4-leg parlay. Yours is a 6-legger?
6 legs.
My goodness. That's like an ant. I guess. I was just thinking of 6-legged insects or creatures.
Ants have,
I think ants have 6, don't they? Yeah, why not? 780-218-9999 is how you can send us a text. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino turning 20 this year, celebrating big. Huge promotion going on until October 26th. Go to rivercreeresort.com to check it out. They're going to have 9 brand new cars, 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, and 56 winners of $1,000 in cash. All right, we got buying or selling for Damon Bunting. We got the oil understood for GCL Diesel. We're going to have Wayne Wagner from Wayne Sports Cards in studio. Remember, if you have not yet given us a thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. We need 24 thumbs to get to our minimum goal of 100 for each show. So if you haven't clicked, please click. Here's the Coupe with a sports update.
$14 games in the NHL. The Oilers can clinch a playoff spot if Anaheim beats San Jose in any fashion. Utah topples Nashville in regulation, and if Winnipeg fails to beat St. Louis in 60 minutes. For the Senators, Thomas Chabot returns from a broken arm. He's been out the past 17 days. He joins the Senators to play the Panthers. No Seth Jones for Florida. He's down and out for the year after breaking his foot Tuesday against the Habs. 6 games in the NBA. Toronto hosts Miami for tip-off at 5 o'clock. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid of the 76ers is undergoing emergency appendicitis surgery and will not play tonight against the Rockets. No timeline on his return. To the Masters, Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy tied first at 5 under through 18 and a 3-way tie for third, with Justin Rose at 3 under through 17. To the majors, the D-backs Mets meet at 5:10. The White Sox and Royals clash at 5:40, while San Diego and Colorado match up to close out the night. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections to completion, keeping projects on track and on time. Visit their showroom, open 7 days a week, or find them at ParamountFlooring.ca. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Hangout.
Well, it's funny because a lot of these guys that are around in the off season, like we tend to work out around the same time as them. So, they see you kind of doing a little bit of work. So you can you get a bit more kind of street cred with those guys. When the time comes to work with someone who gets injured, they know you can back up what you're saying, too, right? Because they've seen you do it.
That's important.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Dad, I'm coming home from university.
Before they come back from school, get extra space with Sentinel Storage. Affordable and convenient storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Plus, students save 10% on rental. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey Dad, I'm coming home from university.
Before they come back from school, get extra space with Sentinel Storage. Affordable and convenient storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Plus, students save 10% on rental. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
It is a great day to be in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Turn up the heat this April at the Canadian Brewhouse. What did I say? April? Turn up the heat this April. Well, I'm so excited about these.
Clearly.
These spicy sriracha maple bacon saucy wings.
Man.
Spicy sriracha maple bacon. That's the wing flavor of the month, by Jove. Whew. What, Coop?
Coop, you're one of a kind.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was nice.
You know what they have the perfect balance of?
What?
Heat, sweetness, and savory flavor.
Oh.
Get them only for a limited time.
All right, should we just restart the segment?
No, I think it's good. I think they got more attention than they wanted. Wing flavor of the month for April at the Canadian Brewhouse. Spicy sriracha maple bacon. Sounds interesting.
Norm says and sent in a picture. We were the very last group of people that got to take a picture with him being Glenn Hall when Stony Plain named the arena after him. He was so generous. Baconator says another fantastic interview. Thanks, Baconator.
Well, we appreciate that. I love doing interviews myself. I think you do as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear other people's stories.
The guy made a movie. It's about Glenn Hall.
Started
that's really
in
cool.
2017, Reid.
That's a long-term project.
And
all the editing, what did he say? He had 12 hours alone just of Glenn Hall interviews?
Just of Glenn Hall interviews.
You got to focus on some things.
And guess what Faux Farm Boy said?
Uh-oh, what?
I am one of Wayne's biggest fans. Can't wait for that portion of the show.
Oh, Wayne Wagner from Wayne Sports Cards. Going to be in studio at 5:20 because this Saturday.
Hockey Card Day.
There it is, Hockey Card Day 2026.
11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
He'll tell us what's going on. That's pretty cool.
I can tell you what's going on, but I might ruin the surprise.
Well, Wayne will do a much better job at
Probably.
it. Give us the thumbs up on YouTube if you've not done so already. We want to get to at least 100 every show, so do not delay if you have not yet clicked it. Wayne at around 5:20. And we want to dive into some Oilers stuff here, and it is buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. We do have the golf on. Scheffler having a snack on 17. What would you bring in your golf bag to snack on? If you were playing around at Augusta, or would you get a pimento and cheese sandwich?
No.
While you were golfing,
you know what? I'd bring a good trail mix.
Yeah, I think a lot of them have some sort of granola or energy bars or
trail
something.
Mix, maybe maybe a couple bags of Skittles or something,
right?
Just to keep the blood pumping.
I'd have a thermos of soup.
Ooh, well, that's not bad.
Wilkins, chicken noodle,
ramen
dripping from his chin.
Tell you one thing I'm buying on, and this isn't just exclusive to the Masters, but golf coverage in general. I mean, it is just exploded with track sensing, like the TrackMan technology. And even from, they just showed not a panoramic, but a distant shot, like a drone shot of McIntyre's tee shot that has a tracer coming towards the camera. There's no...
Right.
It used to be you'd have the still shot behind the golfer, and it would be like, whoa,
and then you got
can
the guy
see.
trying to follow the ball.
No, now they have everything. It's really, really...
Golf is great on TV. I know like some people laugh at me for watching golf and they're like, well, it's so boring. It's not boring.
No, it's
on
not.
the first 2 days especially, because they say, oh, well, there's not enough action. It's just a lot of walking around. Not on the first 2 days. It's always cutting to who's hitting the next shot. Okay, sure, as you go through the round on Sunday, there are fewer golfers.
But that's what you want to see.
But the tension mounts. I mean, really, if you watch golf on TV, you're always seeing a shot. And let's face it, they're playing shots on a tape delayed by a few minutes or some seconds even. So you're always getting something. So if you don't like watching golf on TV, I think you just don't like golf. It's not that, it's boring on TV. You just don't like golf because it's actually not boring on TV. They have former players doing the analysis. They have good commentators doing it. They have good stories. Like you said, the camera angles are great. The technology is better than ever. Golf on TV is an absolute buy for me.
Oh, yeah. And it's Augusta. I mean, it's one of the most picturesque golf courses in the world. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, they got a big oak tree.
They got a big oak tree, not just the one in my pocket, like Chet alluded to earlier. People that are just joining here, what is going on?
The Chaos Jester says Skittles are banned by Augusta National. That would not surprise me.
I mean, they can't ban that from the players.
Oh, from the players having it as a snack?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be afraid about dropping Skittles, though, while you're walking?
Well, then feel the rainbow.
You use Skittles as your ball marker when you're putting.
Pick it up.
he's
a new ball marker.
Milne has consumed the ball marker. he's a very hungry. He's a very hungry gentleman. So what do you think? Is McDavid going to win the Hart?
Well, I mean,
you're very thoughtful.
No, I'm just is it between him and Kucherov now?
Yeah, probably.
Like I know Celebrini was in the mix.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you can ignore what Connor McDavid's been doing, especially given what you said, Reid, earlier about what he's doing since the absence of Leon Draisaitl.
Right.
I mean, he single-handedly took over that game last night.
Yes.
Now, okay, Hart. I think yes. I think it's McDavid's to lose. But do you think there was an extra gear for Connor McDavid last night? Given it was against Macklin, the head-to-head Macklin Celebrini, this is the guy, the next up-and-coming, 100-point teenager, all the storylines with Macklin Celebrini. Do you think Connor McDavid wanted to go slap him on the back and say, hey, don't forget who the big dog is?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I just think that he knew the team needed a win. They needed a spark after how they lost to Utah. And let's face it, even the highest level athletes in the world, some nights they're probably just feeling it more than other nights. And he just went to town. I mean, the spectacular goal, the pass to Roslovic, then the other pass to Roslovic that wound up going in for the hat trick goal. He had a remarkable game.
Do you think Connor McDavid is going to win the Hart?
I don't know, because I try to think about what voters are going to do. He'll probably win the Art Ross at this point. I'm going to make predictions here. Now, again, this is not how Reid would vote. Okay, everybody? So don't get too mad at me, because I know many of you are mad at me all the time, no matter what. I'm going to predict that Kucherov wins the Hart and Werenski wins the Norris. And that McDavid and Bouchard both finish second place for those awards, respectively.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Kucherov over McDavid?
Because he's had this amazing thing since whenever it started, where he's well over 2 points per game, and Tampa Bay might finish first in their division with probably a dozen more points than Edmonton might get, finishing first in their division, maybe more than a dozen. And I think he'll have he'll be in the neighborhood of points for McDavid, but he'll have played a few fewer games. I mean, McKinnon is still there. He has a ton of points. He's also plus 55, if people look at that. He doesn't play as much as McDavid. McDavid plays 22.57. McKinnon plays 22.13. Like, here's the thing. You have dozens of people voting who cover hockey, and they're all going to have their own criteria. So when I try to predict who's going to win, I think, okay, what are some other angles that from which voters can look at this? Okay? Some of them just might say points. Some of them might say, like I did, well, McDavid played a portion of the year without Draisaitl. Now, I guess Kucherov had injured teammates for a portion of his year as well. So that might factor into it.
Yeah, but does Tampa Bay have a better team?
Yes.
Then that would, to me, suggest that Connor McDavid, who plays on the Oilers, who are not as good of a team as Tampa Bay.
No, but the other thing is, if you're the best player on the best team, like Nathan McKinnon, then why aren't you the MVP?
Well, you have better support to make you the best player. I'm saying the award is given to the most valuable player to his team.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's still open to interpretation.
But if Connor, okay, so then you do the opposite. Take Kucherov off that team. Are they still a contending? Are they in the playoffs?
I know. I see what you're saying. Yes.
Take Connor McDavid off the Oilers. I don't think they're in the position they're in right now.
No,
they're probably in the dogfight with the Kraken and with Winnipeg.
So here's another. Now, again, this is not me. This is just trying to get into the minds of perhaps some of the voters who are going to look from different angles and try to nitpick and be silly about it in some ways. Connor McDavid plays a lot. So I'm just looking at the top, just on my page here. I have the top 10 scorers in the National Hockey League. McDavid plays more per game than all of them. McKinnon is the closest. McDavid kills penalties. Do you not think somebody's going to look at that and say, well, McDavid plays more because he kills penalties, but the Oilers have a bottom 10 penalty kill? Like some voters going to look at that. He's going to say, well, McDavid is on the PK, but the PK sucks, so I can't vote for him.
I want to ask you this, Reid.
Somebody's going to say that.
And I'm honestly asking this because I think Mike, the Michigan fan, is asking a serious question. How many hockey writers that watched the Oilers game last night, since it was a 10 p.m. start on the East Coast?
Right, but they would watch highlights or be aware of what happened.
But okay, seeing and watching Connor McDavid score 3 goals and have 5 points is different than reading about it and seeing what he did.
No, fair enough.
And how he did it and how he controlled that game. Like without Connor McDavid last night, that's a different game.
Sure.
Now, I understand, okay, Draisaitl's hurt, so if you take Connor McDavid out, yeah, this team is in, and Zach Hyman, I mean, those are your three top of your top 5 players.
Right.
So, yes, things will be different. But I think when you look at it from the definition of the award, the MVP or the most valuable player of their team, then you have to play the subtraction game. At least that's what I like to do. And I think removing Kucherov off the Tampa Bay Lightning doesn't make them a non-playoff team.
Right.
I think removing Connor McDavid off the Edmonton Oilers would definitely question their ability to make the playoffs.
So last year, I'm just looking quickly, 191 people voted. And, well, this is interesting. 8 different players got first place votes last year. This is just the first place votes. Okay. Hellebuck got 81, Draisaitl 53, Kucherov 40, McKinnon. Oh, wait, I'm reading the wrong column for some of them. Let me start over. First place votes last year. Hellebuck 81, Draisaitl 53, Kucherov 25, McKinnon 27, Eichel 2, Werenski, Ovechkin, and Suzuki 1 each. Like, who voted for Alexander Ovechkin as MVP last year? I don't remember. Like, how do you justify that? To me, that's indefensible. Like, you're basically trying to give him a lifetime achievement award at that point.
Well, it's kind of like the same people that voted Bill Belichick out of the first round ballot for the Hall of Fame.
Well, those people are justified. The Hall of Fame is different than a season award.
I was just bringing it up.
I know you're bringing it up, but you're bringing it up because you want to argue about it. And I'm happy to meet that. I'm happy to meet you in the back alley.
You still don't think that they were right.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I think that they were.
Just say that because you don't like
Boston.
Boston.
They were partially. I think that they were right. I think that they were right to vote with the way that they felt.
Even if they're wrong.
It's an opinion.
That shouldn't have been an opinion.
But he will be in the Hall of Fame, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, so he doesn't get in after year one of eligibility.
You just said who voted Ovechkin first place. It's their opinion.
Yeah, but you can't justify that.
What?
You can't justify
you can't be
that.
on this side of the fence and that side of the fence on the same issue.
It's not the same issue. The
is.
Hart Trophy is a season award. The Hall of Fame is
It's a life work.
Is life work.
Yeah.
He is a Hall of Fame coach.
Which means more. Yet you discredit it by throwing your vote away because of something he supposedly did and was punished for.
And other stuff.
What other stuff?
He's being a disagreeable human being.
No, there's nothing to do with it.
Sure it does. That's why he wasn't voted in.
So then Ovechkin got that vote last year because he broke a record?
Yes, I think so.
Then that's not correct.
No, it isn't. He had 44 goals and 73 points. Anyway, what were we talking about?
The Hart.
I think they're going to give it. I think they're going to give it to Kucherov.
Now, Kucherov hasn't won the Hart Trophy since 2019, right? McDavid won it 2 years ago.
Right.
So is there that as well?
No, shouldn't be.
There shouldn't be, but it happens. What?
Well, this is a good. I'm not going to read it out loud, but Chaos Jester put something in the chat about Belichick. I think he agrees with me. I don't know if I've ever heard that phrase before.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he actually didn't say. We're not going to read it though, just because it's a little cheeky. Anyway, that would again to factor in the Norris conversation of this. Do you know where Bouchard is in league scoring? He's 11th.
Yeah, in league
he's actually
scoring.
tied for 10th, but Robertson has a game in hand.
Not just defenseman.
No, he's leading defenseman, and he's 11th in league scoring.
He's 11 points up on the defenseman category.
Yes.
Poopstain says, without McDavid, they're in a dogfight with the Flames and Canucks.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but that's the thing. What is that a criteria? How good would they be without this player? I just look at it as how good is this player?
But that's not the way the award is worded. It's most valuable to your team.
Right, but I don't interpret that as saying take this player off the team and how good are they.
Okay,
I take a look at it, what has this player contributed to his team? And there's the other argument. Is it most valuable or is it most outstanding? It's supposed to be most valuable. Because if it's most outstanding, then it would just be points.
Yes.
Or goals.
Well, there's an award for that.
Or then you could argue that Ovechkin could be most outstanding because he had to play the entire year with the pressure of breaking Gretzky's goal record and did it. That's outstanding.
Yeah. Outstanding and valuable. It's, well.
Because the CFL gives out the most
CFL
outstanding
thing. Yes.
player.
Yeah.
Right. In which case it should just be who has the most eye-popping stats.
Correct.
Yeah. Valuable is different. Because then, Hellebuck got it last year. Goalie doesn't often win it. We'll continue this in the Oil Understood. This is fun. Here's our Bill Belichick, Zachary Kubish.
Two guys and a goalie.
Is he a 20-plus goal scorer moving forward? You know, that would be some money that you could spend on a different type of player. But if you're just hoping to find somebody who's going to score 20 goals, Grosselvic did that for you this year. He's an interesting study this offseason, that's for sure.
I mean, I think could probably throw an offer sheet over St. Louis's way this
for
year.
Dylan Holloway.
Would you sign Dylan Holloway for the same 25?
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit and the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
One game live on a 14-game NHL slate. Maple Leafs cutting their deficit in half, down 2-1 to the Islanders about 6 minutes into play. Shots 10-1 in favor of Long Island. In 5 games, get going momentarily. Lightning Canadians drop the puck. The Penguins and Devils dance while the Flyers face off against the Red Wings. In half a dozen games in the association, Toronto hosts Miami. Tip off momentarily. Bulls, Wizards also in action while the 76ers and Rockets hit the hardwood. No Joel Embiid for the 76ers. He's missing the game after needing emergency appendicitis surgery. At the Masters, Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy tied for first at 5 through 18. Still in action, Scotty Scheffler tied for 6th at 2 through 16 holes played. To the majors, 3 games left today, including the Diamondbacks and Mets warming up for action. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. We had Luke Gazdic on the show earlier. Always a great interview with him. He joins us every second week on the Reid Wilkins Show. The other weeks he's on the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric in the morning. We had the director of the movie Mr. Goalie, a documentary about Glenn Hall. Ryan McCannernney was on the show. So it's at the Garneau
Saturday,
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. He said about 75% sold out. You can get your tickets online. Go to the Garneau website or go to Mr. Goalie the movie, and you'll find out. Awesome interview. And we will have Wayne Wagner from Wayne Sports Cards joining us in the Canadian Brewhouse studio in about 10 or 15 minutes. It is Hockey Card Day. We got a little, what do you call these? It's not a brochure. It's not a pamphlet. What is it? What is it?
A leaflet?
Is it a leaflet? They used to drop those out of airplanes.
An insert?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Why not?
You can post in the nasty chat on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, do not hesitate to give us a thumbs. I don't know what's going on. We've stalled a little bit with the thumbs today. We still need 15 to get to 100. We do not want to have a show below 100 thumbs. That would be it's staff meeting day. We'd be mocked by our peers, at the meeting. It would just be them pointing at us and laughing for the entire meeting.
Losers.
Losers. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Don't forget about the Tap 25 happy hour. They got $5.25 drinks all beers, including bottle and draft, import and domestic, select premium well highballs, and select premium wine, served at Tap 25, Center Bar, Onyx, and on the casino floor, available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. Final stages of the opening round of the Masters. McIntyre, wasn't he like 15th at some point? Now he's 82nd.
Yeah, he's had a rough game.
He's had a rough, what do they call it? The second nine. Don't call it the back nine.
Forgive me,
We
Reid.
can call it the back nine.
No, I don't think we can. We got to prep.
What, the Masters guy who's going to phone us?
Well, you never know when you're going to get that shot.
Villain working for them. Hello, Mr. Milne. So, it appears you've been...
Okay, Bond villain, call this Scotty Scheffler shot.
The Bond villain? I don't know how the... Well, Mr. Scheffler, it appears you've fallen into a trap. A sand trap, some would say. Oh, you think that 6-iron is going to give you the proper elevation to reach the green from this distance? I'd like to see you attempt this, Mr. Scheffler. Well, that's a decent swing, I suppose. Oh, a little bit right and short, though you will be a putting. I will grant you that, Mr. Scheffler. A longer putt, though, I might add. Let's see if you can convert that one, my friend.
I think you got a
he makes it very personal.
Joe _2988 in the nasty chat. Late to the show. Is there any update on Dickinson? I was seeing they hope muscle. But that looked like a break. We know nothing more than
We didn't get anything today. They're practicing tomorrow, 2 o'clock Mountain Time. Thank you for checking in, though, Joe. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, River Crew Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Nasty chat on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. And we have the Oil Understood, presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. The Bond villain's loving McIntyre's round. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Okay, so what do we have tonight? 14 games?
Yeah, let's go through them.
Let's go through them. You got okay. You do the list today. I'll be the reactor today. Can I have the standings open?
Maple Leafs at Islanders. Which, by the way, is 2-1 right now for the Islanders.
Well, it's already underway.
Already is.
So this is the DeBoer debut.
Pete DeBoer debut.
The DeBoer debut. A big game for the Islanders. They're 3 out. They probably got to run the table to get in. Probably a lot of our listeners just want to see the Leafs continue to suffer.
Most likely.
The Rangers could pass the Leafs and make the Leafs last in the East. Still could happen. Yeah, that's an interesting game to keep an eye on for sure.
Columbus Blue Jackets at Buffalo Sabres.
That's a massive game.
Huge.
Blue Jackets are 2 out of the playoffs behind Ottawa.
Bigger for the Blue Jackets, right?
Bigger for the Buffalo leads the Atlantic Division and still has an unlikely shot, but a shot at first in the East. So that's one of note for sure.
Well, which why this next game is also quite important in the East. Tampa Bay at Montreal.
Both have 102 points, so somebody's going to get to 104. So if Buffalo were to lose in regulation, they'd be tied. The winner will, at the very least, keep pace with Buffalo if Buffalo wins. And right now, Tampa Bay Montreal would be a first-round matchup. So you got to set the tone. You got to send a message.
Send a message. Florida Panthers at Ottawa Senators.
Well, big for Ottawa because they're holding on to the last playoff spot. 2 up on Columbus. 3 up on Detroit and the Islanders. Florida obviously eliminated.
Philadelphia at Detroit.
Philly has to worry about a playoff spot too. That's far from secured. And Detroit is 3 back from Ottawa. Yeah, that's an important game.
Yeah,
for both teams. Well, we haven't had really an irrelevant game yet. Not for both teams.
Well, Pittsburgh at New Jersey.
Pittsburgh is close to clinching. They haven't yet, but they got a good spot. What's Pittsburgh's clinch scenario? Pittsburgh Penguins clinch. Oh, Pittsburgh clinches if they defeat New Jersey in any fashion. So, for example, if their neckties are nicer than New Jersey's,
Right.
They win. And where are the Devils again? Oh yeah, the Devils are already eliminated. So it's important that one.
That's the first one
because
gamer.
Pittsburgh is going to get in.
One teamer.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is going to get in at some point. So that one is not as vital, I don't think. But Pittsburgh wants to nail it down.
Then you've got Winnipeg Jets at St. Louis Blues.
Oh, that's a big one, Jay.
That's a big one. Now this is loser goes home, right?
So Winnipeg, Winnipeg's 4 out. Well, St. Louis is 6 out.
This is a gotta have it for Winnipeg.
It's getting there for Winnipeg, eh? St. Louis virtually eliminated, really. Now, but that one affects the Oilers, right? Because that's one of the things the Oilers need to happen to clinch a playoff spot is they need St. Louis to win or the Jets to win in overtime or a shootout. If the Jets win in regulation, the Oilers can't clinch, among other things, but that's one of them. But yeah, that's a massive game.
This game is quite irrelevant for one team, Carolina at Chicago.
Well, and Carolina has wrapped up the division. So that's probably the first kind of who cares game.
Meh.
Yeah.
Game because, yeah. But, I mean, there's still first place in the Eastern Conference on the line.
Oh, good point. Yeah, Carolina to get home ice advantage because Buffalo could tie them.
Right. This is a big game. Minnesota at Dallas.
Dallas will play in the first round. That's been locked in. Really,
that's the tone.
That's been locked in since about November 15th. Though I guess Dallas was briefly catching up to Colorado.
You gotta set the tone.
You got to set the tone.
Send a message.
You gotta lay down the law.
Show them who you are.
Dallas 2 points up on Minnesota. They both have 4 games remaining. Minnesota has won 4 in a row. Dallas had that big winning streak a few weeks ago. They're not doing as great lately. 3-5-2 in their last 10. So Dallas has the tiebreaker. So that's if Minnesota's going to get second, they pretty much have to win tonight. Because if they're 4 points back without the tiebreaker with 3 to go, Dallas is getting second. And home ice advantage.
This game, I think, is the one that doesn't mean really much. Calgary at Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado's clinched first. Calgary's not going to the playoffs. Yeah. Calgary's playing not bad lately, though.
Huge game. Nashville at Utah.
Massive game. Now, Utah has some buffer here, but they want to move closer to clinching. It's a much bigger game if Nashville loses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nashville 1 point up on LA, 3 up on San Jose, 4 up on the Jets. If Nashville loses and the Jets win and the Sharks win, then all of a sudden it's bunched up even more than it is.
That's a big game, Reid. Because Nashville could move to 2 points of Utah.
Yep. Oh, and you're saying maybe they pull Utah into the wild card situation a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, good point.
Drag them with you.
Drag them down with you.
Another huge game for San Jose. I'd say this game's more important to San Jose than Anaheim. San Jose at Anaheim.
Yeah, San Jose desperately needs a win there. They do have 5 games remaining. Nashville just has 4. So Anaheim could leapfrog the Golden Knights tonight.
Well,
but Golden Knights play. Golden Knights are playing.
So you got Sharks at Ducks, and then Golden Knights at Kraken. Kraken are done. They're not mathematically done, but
they're done. The most they can get is 85 points. Nashville already has 84.
Now this is a big game for the LA Kings. Vancouver Canucks at LA Kings.
LA needs to take advantage of that opponent, right?
Yeah, but if Nashville wins, so they'd be sitting at 86. If LA wins, they'd be at 85 and still
have a game in hand, yeah.
And be out of a wild card still.
Yes. But maybe
Things could
creep
get
up on
interesting.
it. But so here's the thing. If LA wins and Anaheim loses, LA's within 2 points of Anaheim, and now Anaheim has to worry about the wild card.
True.
Falling down into the wild card spot and maybe out of the playoffs.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah,
everybody.
and they say Bettman doesn't know how to create the points and standings. Hey, I want you to listen to this right now.
Do we need another zoom in?
No, not quite.
Okay.
You can get the thing ready. Gary Bettman's a Jesus. Sorry, not a Jesus. Gary Bettman is a genius. That's something that I would bet, man. Yes. All right. Have we done all the games?
Sadly, we have.
Sadly, we must move on. Well, not sad at all for the next segment coming up in studio with Wayne Wagner from Wayne Sports Cards.
Nearly a full slate in the NHL with 6 games live, currently on the first period, nearing the end of the frame. 7 minutes left to go. Islanders up 2-1 on the Maple Leafs. 5 minutes into play, the Blue Jackets and Sabres scoreless. Buffalo on the power play. 2-minute man advantage for them, and the Red Wings, they're up 1-0 on the Flyers. 3:30 into play with Alex DeBrincat's 40th goal of the season. 6 games over in the association. Raptors Heat underway. 9 minutes left in the first. Early lead for Miami, 9-4 over Toronto. We also have the Bulls up 15-4 on the Wizards before the Pacers and Nets throw down the Celtics. Then meet the Knicks at the Masters. Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy tied for first at 5 under through 18 holes played, and still in action. Scotty Scheffler tied 6, 2 under through 17 holes played. In the majors, 3 games to go today. 1 game live. D-backs, Mets, runless, bottom first inning. This sports update is brought to you by Sather Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at satherreidsportmed.ca to book an appointment today. Wayne Wagner from Wayne Sports Cards up next. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Google is
One shopper. Finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket. A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Google is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
The Oil Stream.
Another pro, Colton Doc, thought he was all around it. He was an impact player last night. Got on the score sheet. Could have gotten on the score sheet a few more times. He definitely had his chances.
Blew that one shot wide in the first period.
Very early, yes. Yeah. He's rusty. It's been a few games. 12 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
That he missed. So he brought some physicality. He brought some energy.
Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery. All in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Love the thrill of competition, but prefer to keep it classy?
Well, it's as classy as you can get when Dustin Nielsen is the host.
Join us April 14th at Bell and Scona for Edmonton Sports Talk Bid for Kids, presented by GS Construction.
A night filled with special guests, auctions, and a ton of prizes in support of Kids Bar.
No whistles, no play clock,
just a room full of generous hearts.
EST's Bid for Kids. Get your tickets at kidsportbidsforkids.com.
Use promo code ESTBIDS for 10% off.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. We have a very special guest in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Afternoons just got a serious upgrade at the Canadian Brewhouse. Happy hour runs Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Deals starting at $3.99. Make the smart move and head to the Canadian Brewhouse. It might be a smart move on Saturday. Well, I'll tell you, it's a smart move any day. But there's something special on Saturday. Go to Wayne Sports Cards. Wayne Wagner is here. He's the Wayne in Wayne Sports Cards. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me again.
First time here in the new studio.
I'm loving this. Yeah, I got the tour from you. That was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely beautiful setup you guys have here. Huge improvement over what you guys had back.
Yeah, we were a little on top of each other there.
I think so.
Here we're moving around. Like you came in and you didn't even realize most of the staff is at the other end of the space, the office, because we have our staff meeting at 6 o'clock.
I thought it ended here. I saw the room and I thought, okay, well, this is not bad.
Yeah.
Then you showed me the rest. I'm like, wow, you could play football in here. This is great.
Oh, we have. There's been
I imagine.
There's been some how big is your staff? Because it's you and your wife.
Yep.
How many other people are around?
Usually on staff on any given day, it's 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
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 And how's the new location been working out? I mean, how long have you been in there?
Oh, amazing. I wish I would have done the move earlier. I'm sure much like you guys, we wanted to stay where we were. And to do that, obviously we needed somebody to leave. And that was the situation, but we were trying to do something. It was about 5 years ago. We kind of looked at it and said, we need space. I mean, you guys saw the old shop. We were much like you guys. We were cramped.
It's a beautiful store.
Oh, we're loving it.
Really well laid.
Loving it. Yeah, absolutely loving it.
Good. You've moved. So to let people know, I mean, we can give the address, but the new store is right by the West End Italian Center.
Correct.
Just north,
facing 170th.
Yeah, right on 170th. And that's not far from BP Westgate. That's, same parking lot, really, where Tom does a lot of shows. So it's a great spot. How long has Wayne's been operating now?
35 years. This is coming on 36. Yeah. That dates me. I like to say I opened the store when I was 5 years old.
But geez.
It doesn't work that way.
That's incredible. Okay, is this only the second spot you've been in? Like
third.
The third. There was another one before.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we started out with 1,500 square feet in the same strip mall. We moved to 3,000 square feet in the lockout year in 4-5.
Okay.
And now we're in 5,500 square feet in our current location.
Okay. Awesome stuff. So you're here. We love when you can come by really anytime you want, but it's Hockey Card Day on Saturday. So how long has Hockey Card Day been going?
We are on year 17 now.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Yeah, it's progressed quite a bit from the early days of just putting out a set, basically. And I this is going to be diminishing what we do, but just putting out a set for the sake of the set to have people come in and collect another set. To where now it's really a big thing. They've increased the size of the set. It used to be like a 10-card set. Now we've got 31 cards. It's 30 cards plus the bonus card. They've also thrown insert cards in there, autograph cards in there. So it's become a real big thing.
I love talking to you about this. As you know, I'm not as knowledgeable about the sports cards as some of our other guys. Certainly Dustin, him and his son are into it. I'm more into the comics.
Absolutely.
They do have comics there, which is nice. So when somebody walks into your store and they say, hey, I want to get into this hobby, I always have the picture of it like it's a dad in his 30s with a son who's around 10. But maybe that's a stereotype. Like who are the new people getting into the hobby these days?
So it's, the last 5 years it really brought a lot of new people into the hobby. As you know, I mean, the comics, everything has exploded. All collectible markets have exploded, and I'm going to say the last 10 years to be safe. So when we see people come in the store, it's everything. We're seeing people in their 50s and 60s saying, I never collected cards as a kid. I think I'm going to start. So there's no, father, son walking in and that's all we see. It is a combination of everything. We're seeing young ladies. We're seeing mothers, daughters. We're seeing fathers, sons. There's everything. And I don't think cards, any collectible, I'm not just say cards, any collectible, there's no limitations on collecting. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. That's the one thing I like to emphasize is sometimes when people walk in, and it's overwhelming walking into our shop now, it's one thing we just did a count. We have over 1,000 different varieties of wax packs in the store.
Sorry, say that again.
We have well over 1,000 different wax packs in the store to choose from. So yes, it can be overwhelming. You walk in the store and you stare at this going, where do I start?
Yeah.
But there's no right or wrong way to collect. By buying a pack of cards or buying a pack of top loaders or buying a comic book, you are now collecting.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because, as you know, I've done this. I've gone to Wayne and I've said, Wayne, do you have anything like really weird? And he's like, okay, Reid. Gets out the ladder, climbs up, finds me the 1982 BC Lions set. And I bring that back for Jason Milne. I don't know if it was quite 1982, but it was close. You were like, yeah, this isn't even in the inventory, Reid. Yeah. Just take it. No, but you're like the thing about Wayne sports cards, like it's the hardcore collectors. I love how you put that, though. However you do it, there's no wrong way. And this is, I'm sure you have people that are there every week or more often. This is also a great place. It's almost like being a tourist in your own city. You go to Wayne's, whether it's on hockey card day, and just walk around. Yep. Or somebody needs a birthday gift or a Christmas gift that you think is a collector. Like you'll find something, because what you have the cards, you have some comics. I know you have Lego. What else do you have?
We have memorabilia. We carry autographed memorabilia, pictures, frames, jerseys. We carry Sideshow collectibles, which are the porcelain limited edition figures.
Right.
So I mean, we're not limiting ourselves just to one area. We kind of like to branch out, and it goes hand in hand. So many times we'd have a father walk in and he'd buy his trading cards, and the son would be standing there, and we'd watch this. He'd go, "This is nothing for me." And now that we started carrying Lego, it's like, Dad, I'm going to go over here.
Right.
So it's allowed us to branch out in different areas, it's enjoyable for me too. I mean, I'm just as much a collector and a nerd as everybody else. I enjoy what I do. It's a lot of fun.
Well, we'll get into what's going to happen this Saturday at your shop, but I wanted to ask you about a little event that turns out wasn't so little last weekend out in Sherwood Park. That was forgive me, I don't know the exact name of it, but you guys were there, as were several other stores, dealers, collectors. But when you go there, are you looking to offload? Or are you looking to purchase? Like, what's your goal? What's a good weekend for Wayne Sports Cards at an expo like that?
So, yeah, to start, it's Sports Card Expo. Mm-hmm. Steve Menzies is the owner of the outfit, and he does an amazing job. He took this over a few years ago, and, I can't thank him enough for the job that he's done to put together, bringing in athletes and everything else. It's been great. For us, it's really wide open. We go there to sell, obviously. We go there to buy because you do pick up a lot of stuff. But it's more making sure that we get our name out there. Not everybody still is aware, even though we're 35 years in business. You still got to make sure that people are aware that you are there. And, even at this show, we were having people walk up to us going, "No, whereabouts are you guys?" And we're in Edmonton, been there for 35 years. So it just shows you that you have to keep doing this on a regular basis to make sure you help keep your name out there.
Now, I saw that there were some athletes there. I know Matthias Ekholm was there, a few other Oilers, but one stood out to me and probably a lot of people because this clip kind of went viral. Now, Jake Wallman was there, and they were doing a crack in packs. And, he opened it and he immediately said, "I saw gold." And I'm not sure if you have or haven't viewed this video, but it's interesting. I just want to know, what did he uncover? What did he crack there?
So Jake, he's a big collector. He loves his cards. He's in the shop on a regular basis.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, he absolutely loves it. He gets some private shopping. Sometimes he'll call me after a practice and, "Hey, I'm 15 minutes out. And it'll be Pascal." I'm like, "Dude, come on, show up. Yeah, we got you." But he loves his Pokemon. He loves his One Piece. And we decided what we'll do is we'll crack a box of one of the new Pokemon products that was out. And he hit the big card that was in the product. Like you can't get a bigger card out of the set. He pulled that card. So, I mean, obviously you're flipping out because it's just such a cool thing to have happen. I mean, you can't plan this kind of stuff. To grab one of those boxes, the odds are astronomical of getting this card.
Yeah.
And he does it live. It was just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What was the card? And if you don't mind, like what
I forget.
Okay.
Yeah, I
it
forget.
was gold, but like what I don't know anything about Pokemon. I mean, what's
he's playing with this card at some point, isn't he? Or is he not?
No. This is collecting. Yeah,
this is collecting. But
collecting.
Pokemon is also still a game.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of the gaming cards, Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, they're still a game that people play, but the collecting market has taken over.
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
I don't know what
All
percentages. I can't profess to say that I know what percentage people collect versus game, but it's a large percentage.
So what currently then is the hottest? We'll go back to hockey. What's the hottest hockey card right now?
Tough question to answer. So the most popular cards in the market, period, are the Upper Deck Series 1, 2, and Extended. That's what everybody gravitates to because everybody knows the name, the Young Gun. That is the rookie to get. Everybody, when they walk in the shop, it's not, do you have the O-Pee-Chee rookie? Do you have the Cup rookie? It's, do you have the Young Gun?
Okay.
It's the most common thing we get asked for. So that is still the most dominant, and I'm talking very high dominant over everything else. After that, you've got the Future Watch. You've got, the Platinum rookies. But the Young Gun is what everybody gravitates to. It's still by far one of the most popular cards asked for.
So is Macklin Celebrini coming out at the same pace and I guess demand price-wise that Connor McDavid's 15-16 box had or collectible has?
Bigger.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So it's amazing how the market continues to evolve and make cards worth more. And I'll take a step back to the Bedard rookie year. So when McDavid first came out, his rookies were selling for between $250 and $300 when they first came out.
Okay.
He started doing what he was doing, and they kind of got to 400 and then 500 and then kind of dropped a little bit back down to 400. Connor Bedard, right out of the hop, when his card came out, was selling for over $1,000. Right off the bat. More than McDavid, more than a bunch of the other rookies that came out, Draisaitl, everybody else. It was just by far. Celebrini didn't do that. He kind of came out, and I just don't think people realized what he was capable of doing.
Right.
Obviously, number one pick, everything else, but people were not aware of what could happen. So he started out, I think, around 150, 200. It settled back down to 150. Customers were telling they were buying them for like $120 at one point in time. That card is now skyrocketed. I believe it's around $600 or $800.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, okay. Stupid question, probably. Does Schaefer have a card yet?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Yep. And how's that one doing?
Very, again, shocking for a defenseman. Cale Makar, Young Gun, and I'm going to might butcher these numbers, so bear with me, all the people that are going to accuse me of not knowing what I'm talking about, fine, right? Yeah. But Makar, I think his Young Gun sells for between $350 and $400 for Makar, who has won a Stanley Cup and is arguably one of the best defensemen to ever play the game in his young career. Schaefer's card is selling for $400.
Oh, wow.
So it's that what if and that speculation that people are looking at that I want to get in on, and I guess you can't really call it the ground level because it's not a ground level. You're buying $400. But people are making sure that they want to have that card and own the card before he does anything.
So to get one of those cards out of a pack, and you have some hockey card, you'd have to buy this. What is it? The Upper Deck Series 1,
Series 2.
He'd be in Series 2.
Demidov is in Series 1. Schaefer's in Series 2.
Okay, and people could go to Wayne's tomorrow or Saturday for Hockey Card Day and say, "Hey, I want to see if I can get one of these."
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Okay, and I know I always ask you this, but I just got to remind people: Upper Deck is exclusive. They're the only ones making NHL cards. Right.
Yeah.
Which is a change from probably when you and I were kids. You could get the gum and the O-Pee-Chee. What was there? O-Pee-Chee and Tops?
That's it. And actually, that was the same. It was basically sister companies.
I see. Okay.
Tops was US, O-Pee-Chee was Canada.
Oh, so there was exclusive even at that time. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
And
don't forget O-Pee-Chee Premier.
Yes, that was a whole interesting thing. That kind of changed. I mean, Upper Deck changed the landscape of collecting. Back in '89 when they came out with their baseball set, that changed the landscape of, we won't see this, I'm going to say, in probably 20, 30, 40 years. People will be talking about what changed the game for trading cards, and it was the 1989 Upper Deck baseball set. That was by far the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie year.
Okay, that's 89?
89.
Okay, but that's junk wax era, you've taught me.
Well, that is a term I hate. I hate that term, junk wax. I know what everybody talks about and what everybody means when they say that. Yes, it was the era where there was no holds barred. And I often explain it like this. If a company put out a cases of cards, and I'll use ProSet. ProSet put out their cards. They print 15,000 cases. They'd sell out. Well, then they'd go back and they'd say, we sold out. We'll just print more. So they'd print 5,000 more cases.
I see. Okay.
And they'd say, we sold out again. We'll print more. And they print another 5. You can't do that. In the collectible market, that is basically unheard of. You just don't do that. Nowadays, we don't. When you make a print run and a company puts it out, a lot of times they include the printing plates in the product to prove, hey, look, here's the printing plates. We're done.
Okay. So Upper Deck does hockey.
Correct.
Who does baseball?
Baseball is now Tops.
And who does NBA?
That is going to be Tops.
And
right now it's Panini, but it's going to be Tops.
And NFL?
Is Panini right now, and it's going to Tops.
Okay, so hockey's huge then for Upper Deck.
Hockey's huge.
That's a huge product for them. Well, this is amazing stuff. So Saturday, 11 to 5 at Wayne Sports Cards.
Hey, are you guys doing the balloon thing again?
That's our annual thing.
So
that's our annual thing.
How's that? Tell people what they should do if they want to take part in this, when they should show up, what they should expect.
Absolutely. So when to show up is a very loaded question for us. So it's gotten to be where last year, the first person in line lined up at 12:30 in the morning to get into the shop.
Night before.
Correct.
Oh,
correct.
Geez.
Yes.
Wow.
So we've actually had a customer tell us this year that he wants to be the first in line, that if the first person is 12:30, he may be camping out the night before to make sure that he's first in line. And we're the cause of it. So we give door prizes.
Okay.
We give a lot of door prizes. We have a lot of things we give away. I think that encourages this. But yeah, if 12:15, 12:30 is the first. By 11 o'clock, there's generally 300 or 400 people in line to get in the shop. If you don't like lines, I suggest showing up around 3 o'clock. You'll miss all the door prizes and some of the giveaways, but we'll still have our balloons going. The balloon pop is you spend a certain amount in the shop and you get to pop a balloon, and every balloon has a prize in it. We'll still have the National Hockey Card Day packs available. That we always make sure we never run out. I say that and we'll run out this year.
Yeah.
But we always make sure that we never run out. So that's something that no matter when you show it during the day, you'll be able to get.
Right. And then the hockey part, we should emphasize, is a free pack, right?
It's a free pack.
Okay.
So you walk in the store, anybody who walks in the store that day receives 1 free pack of National Hockey Card Day packs.
Amazing.
They give you 5 more packs for free, plus the bonus card. There's always a 31st card in the set, and that's a bonus.
Oh my, what a day it's going to be.
Crazy.
And we can tie this to an EST event, because Tom is at BP Westgate for pre and post. So his show's at 1.
Awesome.
So people could actually line up. Nobody's lining up at 12:30
Or
to see
go over at
Gazzola,
the intermission
but
later in the day.
But they could line up to get into Wayne's
in between the second and
then
third.
go visit Tom when he's doing pre and post.
Fantastic.
Maybe
Love
you'll
it.
get a Tom Gazzola rookie card.
What are the odds?
Probably astronomical. Okay, and Wayne, we love when you come in. I'm going to ask you one other question for people, because this is the question, and you probably know what I'm going to ask. If somebody finds that card or thinks, I think I have a Gretzky rookie, a Messier rookie, or I think I might have a valuable card, what should they do?
So we get asked that all the time. I found a bunch of cards in an attic. I found some cards in a basement. Unfortunately, it's like everything. It's not everything is big money. A lot of the sites out there, eBay, for example, eBay is your friend. If you find something, just go on eBay, take a look, type in your card, see what it's going for. If you see some value, then absolutely, give us a call and we can help guide you in terms of what you should do. Just recently I had a customer inform me that his next door neighbor has a Mickey Mantle rookie card. So in the history of 35 years, I've only ever had 4 of those come by the store. So it is the holy grail of cards, and it's something that I definitely want to see. I was sent some pictures of the card, and it actually looks really nice. So it's that kind of stuff that when you find it, yes, you found yourself a small fortune.
Yeah.
Not every card is big. We try to, make sure everybody's aware, because, especially the way cards are going right now, or any collectible, you find something, you think, oh my goodness, this is going to be worth a ton of money. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, take a look, give us a call. I mean, we can help guide people through and give them an idea of what's valuable, what's not valuable, and direct them whether, it's something that we are looking at purchasing or where they should go to try to sell it.
Yeah, incredible. Okay, thanks for coming by. You're going to have a great day on Saturday. Hockey Card Day at Wayne Sports Cards, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. He's on 170th Street by the Italian Center, WayneSportsCards.com. Did I miss anything?
Just make sure that both you guys are there. I expect to see you in line.
It's going to be incredible. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Wayne.
You
All
betcha.
right, that's
Thank you.
Wayne Wagner from Wayne Sports Cards. We got the words of the day coming up.
Games in the NHL. The Oilers can clinch a playoff spot if Anaheim beats San Jose in any fashion. Utah topples Nashville in regulation, and Winnipeg fails to beat St. Louis in 60 minutes. 6 games live, first intermission. Islanders up on the Maple Leafs. And nearing the end of 20 minutes, Lightning, Canadiens, they're scoreless. Senators also in action following the first period. Up 2-0 on the Panthers. And half a dozen games over in the association, 4 of which are live currently. The Heat trailing the Raptors 34-26 early in the second. At that same time, the Bulls have a 36-26 lead on the Wizards. And just getting underway, it's the Celtics and Knicks throwing down. To the majors, 3 games left today, 2 of which are live into the second inning. Mets up 1-0 on the D-backs, and it's runless between the White Sox and Royals, who are just getting underway. Words of the day up next for the Edmonton Public Library. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Ian Harrison from the Associated Press. Okamoto, what have you made of his time so far with the Toronto Blue Jays?
He's certainly looked like he's pretty capable at third base. He's shown he can hit the fastball. I think that they've put Okamoto in a bit of a tough spot. You know, some of the instances where he's been forced into action as a cleanup hitter. It's a lot to ask of a guy in his first few weeks in the big leagues.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit in the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Oh, it's always amazing to get a visit from Wayne Wagner from Wayne Sports Cards. So Hockey Card Day this Saturday from 11 to 5. They got the balloon pop, so you'll get a prize out of that. They got other door prizes. You get a free pack of the Hockey Card Day hockey cards, 170th Street, 90th Avenue, right by the Italian Center. Also exciting, we have hit 100 thumbs on YouTube. So that's Freak Remains Alive, which is incredible. We've had a fun show today. Talked about a lot of stuff. Plenty of Oilers discussion. Luke Gazdic was on the show. We're talking about Bouchard for the Norris, McDavid for the Hart. We had Ryan McCannernney on the show, director of Mr. Goalie, a documentary about the great Glenn Hall, and that'll be at the Garneau at 4 o'clock on Saturday. So a cool opportunity to check that out as well. And, of course, Wayne was just here. And, man, oh, man, what an awesome show. I'm glad we like doing the show. If people like doing the show a quarter as much, or if people like watching and listening to the show a quarter as much as we like doing it, then we thank you because you must really like it. We hope you like it.
We hope you like it.
You still give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Or send us a positive email. Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And, of course, EST presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today or go to playalberta.ca. Play smart, play local, and remember, use your game sense. Whenever you go to Play Alberta, look for EST specials, and you'll see several of the fun things that we bring you every day. All right, time for our words of the day, presented by the Edmonton Public Library and their Intellectual Freedom Campaign. EPL stands up for your right to explore every topic, every belief, and every opinion without censorship. Learn more about how EPL protects your freedom to read at intellectualfreedom.ca.
The word of the day.
Interesting. I just saw this here.
I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Wisconsin has upset number 2 North Dakota in the Frozen Four.
English, do you speak it?
What's the other one? Michigan against
Denver.
Denver.
Number 1 Michigan against unranked Denver. So Wisconsin will be in the championship. I believe that's Saturday, 3:30 our time.
Okay.
Interesting. First word of the day. Decry.
Are these yours or are these Abutski's?
Mine.
Decry, I believe, is D-E-C-R-Y. And I believe this sort of means to condemn or to speak against. I decry Coop's 2-hour lunch break.
Correct. 2 out of 2.
I decry cottage cheese.
Don't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coop.
To decry something is to express strong disapproval of it.
Okay, so, yeah, kind of a form of condemnation.
Yep.
Condemnation. I think I understood the spirit of the word.
You were there spiritually. Second word of the day.
I love spiritual words.
Second
We're
word of the day.
going to be done early again. Benny, bring the movie trivia. Post haste.
Second word of the day. Adroit.
Say that again.
Adroit. Adroit.
Adroit. A-D-R-O-I-T. Dun, da, da, da. All right. Now, I know there's a word maladroit, which I think I sort of understand the meaning of, so I guess adroit would be the obvious, would be the opposite, though I'm not sure I totally understand the
What's
meaning.
What's maladroit mean?
I think it kind of means like improper or like inappropriate. So I'm going to say adroit means like appropriate and proper.
No.
Okay, then I don't understand anything that I know.
We marveled at how adroit the puppeteers were. The marionettes responding to each precise shift of their hands, each flick of their wrists.
So it's it almost means then like precise and coordinated, so to speak. No, I don't know it.
Adroit describes someone or something that has or shows skill, cleverness, or resourcefulness in handling situations.
Okay, yeah.
Not bad, Reid. I mean,
no, yeah, it's not good at all.
You know, you've been hammering out a 3 out of 4 pretty much all week. You've been banging them out.
I've had a good week. Well, I still got 3 out of 4 today.
Yeah,
because I knew the spelling, so I knew what decry meant. I didn't quite get the meaning of adroit. Because Weezer has an album, Maladroit. Right? Do you remember that?
I don't know.
Oh, Coob's going to ask the card today.
Ooh.
Coob's going to ask the movie trivia card.
An all play. Ottawa up 2-0 on the Senators. That's part of my 6-gamer.
Maladroit means clumsy, unskillful, implying a lack of social tact or grace.
Islanders up 2-1. That's part of my 6-gamer.
Right. And part of my four-finger.
Could use the Lightning here. They've only got 3 shots on goal against the Canadiens.
Gotta wake up.
Wake up. Do it now. Go ahead, Coob.
All right. They kind of hid the movie trivia.
No, I did that.
No,
Sorry.
Jay filed some things.
We needed to clean up for the staff.
Jay and I are tidy people.
Yes.
No,
we
great move. Great call. I love it. I love it.
Okay, we got a minute and a half. Let's go.
In what movie is Audrey Hepburn a princess?
Oh, is it Roman Holiday?
Yeah, that's it. Clear
I
and
can see the cover box, baby. I tell you.
Right in your mind. Clear and Present Danger is an adaptation of whose book?
Tom Clancy.
That is correct.
You knew that.
Who directed The Seven Samurai?
Kurosawa.
Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Didn't remember the first name.
What is the tagline for the 2016 dystopian movie, The Purge election year?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch those Purge movies.
Keep America great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonder where they got that from.
All right. roll through the rest?
Yeah, do the other side. That's 3 out of 4, right? Not bad.
3 out of 4. That's what you've been doing all
correct.
week.
All right. I'm surprised if you would get this one. You might. In Toy Story 2, where are Woody and Roundup Gang being sent? The Roundup Gang being sent.
Oh, I don't know.
Japan, Chicago, or Paris?
Oh,
Japan.
I think it's Chicago.
You're going to go with your
I'll
answer?
say Japan, sure.
Japan is correct.
It is.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just
I went with you.
I don't know if I should take that one.
I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, Reid. In Die Hard, what does Bruce Willis go without for almost the entire movie?
Shoes.
Yeah, no shoes. Yeah, no shoes. What Emma Stone movie sees her character being brought back to life after receiving a brain transplant?
Poor Things.
Yeah, that's right. In The Matrix, does Neo take the blue pill or the red pill?
Oh, that is a good question. I think the red pill.
Yeah.
All right, that was a bit of
Wow.
50-50. All right, thanks, Coop. We got our staff meeting. Programming resumes at 6 a.m. tomorrow. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Take care.